Ah, lucky you. Get to watch me rub my corners of my eyes for some reason. Hi, everyone. Terry Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer here, puppeteer, Henson puppeteer, international trademarked artist and speaker, blah, blah, blah. That's me. Anyway, guys, it's Friday. Ask Me Anything Friday. This is where you get to ask those burning questions that you've been dying to ask for a long time. Can be about anything, can be about Disney, can be about Ghostbusters, can be about movies, can be about television. One of my favorite things is films. One of my favorite movies is Star Wars because it changed my life. So if you want to say anything and everything, you want to talk about anything and everything, please feel free to do so. You'll notice that I put Doug the dog on there today. Oh my goodness. Up was a movie that was very inspirational. My husband and I saw it, and the first few minutes that we saw Up, we felt like we were looking at ourselves. So my husband, as a young man, I have to say, looked a lot like the male character, and then I looked an awful lot like the girl. And I mean, I was as wild and crazy as this girl, and had hair like this girl. There's my hair right there. So we cried through the first 10 minutes as the first part of it, as they get to know each other. We met when we were in college, but it really looked like the two of us in this movie. And then I thought it kind of didn't do well. Like the third act wasn't so good in Up. I didn't think it was that great, but the rest of it was great. And Doug the dog was by far my absolute favorite character. I just could not get over this amazing character. So I thought I'd talk about Disney Plus and the amazing stuff that Disney Plus is. They seem to be, or it's just Terry, because I get in my zone. And as an artist, I listen to things, but I can't listen to music while sculpting. And I can't, because I dance, and that's not conducive to sculpting the small things that I do. And then also, well, painting, it doesn't work because paint goes everywhere. So I have to watch a show, watch with my ears, a show that I know very, very, very well, so that the movie plays in my head. I don't know if you guys do this. I know many of you have told me that you listen to music and that works for you. It does not work for me, not even classical. So I can't listen to music while sculpting. It's got to be a movie. So hence, I know a lot of movies really, really well, because over and over and over and over and over again. Downton Abbey all the time, which is a series, of course. Doc Martin all the time. Fawlty Towers all the time. I'm talking about British shows, aren't I? How about some shows that are here? This Is Us all the time. Better Call Saul all the time. Love the show. Love the show. But then Disney Plus, which has my Bambis and my Cinderella and my Dumbo, non-live action. Live action to me is just a waste of time. I wish Disney would stop doing live action, because it's almost guaranteed to disappoint. So with the exception of the original one by Kenneth Branagh, Cinderella, which was and still is strong as my favorite. I thought Jungle Book was okay because of the boy. I thought the boy who played Mowgli was really great. And I think he carries it, but that movie still is no comparison to the original Jungle Book. And the animated versions are just better. And though you may say, why compare them? I say, why do them? Just don't do them. If you're going to do a live action, please just do a new live action. And they've come up with some great, they every so often have a great live action, something that I really enjoy, but it has nothing to do with something that they did in the past. I mean, you don't need to trace over what you've already done. But I think fear is the biggest challenge. Fear is ruling a lot of our industry today. The entertainment industry is what I'm talking about. And they're afraid to take a step into a new realm. But once they do, it's fabulous. It's just fabulous. And I hope that I pray that they will continue to create and stop copying. It's Disney. They don't need to. We have your back. We want you to succeed. Gosh, do we want you to succeed. And we just don't want to see garbage anymore. You know, the Mandalorian was so clever and so wonderful. And did we not just go gaga over the whole thing? And still do. But now you're doing these watered down tripe when it comes to live action stuff. And it's time to stop. Okay. And I'm always looking. I'm looking. Please, please. You know. I often watch movies during my lunch hour. I work at home, but I have a strict lunch hour, or I'll wait till my husband can see it. So right now we are watching Love and Thunder, and but we have to watch it in segments. We cannot watch it all the way through because we both only have an hour for lunch. So we're kind of boop, 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 boop. And in this case, I'm kind of glad because so far I really don't know what to think about it. So I will reserve what I have to say until I've watched it all the way through, and then I'll let you know. Didn't like Pinocchio. In fact, I fell asleep through it 3 times. I tried to watch this, and it's a heartbreaker for me. But I'm in the entertainment industry, so let me just do a little caveat here. One of the things that my mother's always said about me watching films is, why can't you just enjoy it like everybody else? I can't. Okay. Bad puppeteering in any movie, and I'm not talking about Pinocchio right now, but any movie that has lousy puppetry, it just hits me in the face like a frying pan. As does my husband when he sees faulty editing that is lazy. Same thing in the frying pan. And someone who sees costumes, if they're a costumer and they see costumes that aren't of the era, or they claim it is and it's not, it's going to hit you in the head because this is what you do. Okay. And if you are someone who's very much an artist who works in CG, SheHulk must be driving you crazy because that's the B team. And I'm trying really hard to remember it's the B team. So when things float and don't ground themselves and things are weird and the anatomy isn't working right, I try to give it the benefit of the doubt because my husband keeps saying, B team, Terry, B team, Terry, B team. So I go, okay, B team, because I want to get through SheHulk. I have no idea why. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I want to get through things like SheHulk because I love the characters surrounding that character. Not so impressed with the SheHulk right now because all she does is talk and date. Is this what the comic book was like? I didn't see the comic book, but it's really dull. But the people around her are fun. And this last episode, because like I said, last night I got to catch up. I got to watch 2 more. And this last episode had a designer that I absolutely thought was hilarious. He was so funny. And the really well-dressed lawyer, she's amazing. And then her sidekick. It's like all the characters around her are cool. It's kind of like me watching Dances with Wolves. I thought Kevin Costner was kind of meh, but all the characters around him are amazing. So it's worth watching Dances with Wolves for actors like Graham Greene, who do a great job. But I found, the lead, and the lead can be dull because you don't get to do the fun stuff. But in this case, she gets to turn into the SheHulk, which you'd think would be fun, but she turns into it and then wears these really terrible clothes. And it just, I don't know, just, ugh. So, but I love it because of the characters that surround her. And so I'm still going to watch it, but it takes work because it isn't my favorite, but I sure love the characters that are the salt and pepper around. So I can't not watch them. They're just a lot of fun. And I don't know. Yeah. So Doug the Dog, sensational because I'm scouting around for what does Disney Plus have, because my dog has decided I'm going to rest for the whole time. And Doug the Dog, which is oh gosh, I love this character. I love this character very much. You are my best friend. Is just the most darling dog, the most darling looking dog. He's just so sweet and kind. He makes me cry. He's so damn cute. So I love this dog, and I happen to come across, and you guys who are Disney Plus aficionados, maybe this isn't new, but it's new for me. And it's about 5 episodes, maybe 6, of Doug the Dog. And I thought, I love Doug a lot, but am I able to stomach something that is Doug the Dog centric? because after all, he does talk like this. And how long are we going to be able to deal with this? The reality is, it's fantastic. It is absolutely wonderful. It's wonderful. It's just wonderful. If you haven't seen this Doug the Dog Pixar short series, I guess they're like they're not really short, but they're like, shorter than the movie. It's adorable. And I think one of the reasons that it's adorable is Ed Asner as the counter of it's so precious. And of course, we lost Ed Asner this year, so I don't know if there'll be any more, but I'll just keep watching. I love these. They're so precious. And there's one I really love where Doug the dog gets to spend some time with puppies. And who doesn't love that? But there's several that are just so good. So I hope you'll tune in and look at it. It's a precious series. It really restores your faith in the Disney brand. It's Pixar, but Pixar's hand in glove with, they're clasped hands with Disney. So it's just special. The other thing I love is anytime Disney animators do the shorts. So they just dropped the new season of these Disney shorts that the animators get to do. And you get to learn about the behind the scenes, how to work with them, what they did with their concept idea. This sounds like just a fun thing. This sounds like a fun thing where they just keep people. And one of the guys, I think it's this season, might have been last season. He was a PA. But I guess if you come up with a good idea and your idea is selected, that you get to do it. And I just, my heart beats like a rabbit for them. And then I see it and I fall in love with them. And they're just fantastic. My favorite this year is the one about death and racing. I think it's called Death Race or something race. And it's just so cool. It's like my favorite one. So feel free to tune in. And I love that. You can see that I'm kind of animation centric because animators just seem to get it. Sometimes animation can be a little weird and crazy and I don't get it. But a lot of times when it's these quick shorts like that, they're just brilliant and they come from the heart. Sometimes they're so heartfelt that you may not fully comprehend what you're watching, but you love the connection between the filmmaker and the piece that they create. So they really are fabulous. And be sure to tune in and watch it. And then the other one is, I can't remember the name of it, but it's about it has bite in the title. I've been bitten, or it bit me or something. Now, my husband got really nervous when I watched this, and this, I think, is a National Geographic that Disney put in. It's really good, and it's people who talk about having survived some amazingly scary things, amazingly scary bites. I automatically thought sharks. It's not just sharks. It's unbelievable, and it taught me some things. I told my husband I learned some things. Okay. One involves a rattlesnake. And in case you guys didn't know, sucking out the poison doesn't work. It's a TV thing. It's a movie thing. And also do not tie off your leg to keep the poison from flowing, because the expert says now you've made your leg the size of a rabbit, which is what rattlers kill. So now you could lose your foot. So don't listen to that movie stuff if you ever get bitten by a rattlesnake. And the other thing is, don't go traipsing off on a hike without any way to let people know where you are. Okay. This is so important. When you watch this series and you see some of the things that have happened to these people, through the grace of God, they survived. And in some cases, there's self-sacrifice, which is amazing. The later episodes are about people. I noticed more people that people are in groups and sacrificing. Some you wonder, why are you running alone up there at twilight or at dusk? I'm not understanding. But anyway, it's a great series. Look under series and then look for bitten or bite in the title. I wish I could remember the title, but it's really, really good. And if it's something that you get squeamish about, you don't want to do it. But I learn a lot. I want to know how to watch out for things, how to listen. One of the things that they point out is if you've got those pods in your ears and you're running around or you're biking on a mountain bike in terrain where there are wild animals up there, guys, get those out. You need to be able to hear if something is coming. And sometimes that's not enough, is your own hearing, because these animals are hunters for a reason. So very interesting, very, very interesting show. And Disney Plus is just chock full of some great stuff. So just really super impressed with how much content there is that may not necessarily be Disney labeled, but just wonderful. Just so good. The new Groot series is cute. Yeah, just some great stuff. The shorts are my favorite. I'm partial to the shorts because of how wonderful they are. So if you're asking the questions, let's get to you. I know I've been rambling on. Before I get to you, patreon.com/Terri Hardin. Please add your voice to this. This is something that you're really going to enjoy. Every Monday and Friday before I meet with you, I meet with my membership on Patreon. $5 a month is all it is. And you could do that by saving quarters, and you could pay for your monthly thing. And you're really going to enjoy it. If you're someone who's trying to make a living, we talk all kinds of things that you can talk behind the door of a private location. Okay. So we get more into sometimes we just talk about what's on our mind and what's in our hearts. Okay. And we also celebrate each other. All right. So one of the people in the group is Naomi. She's up for a couple of jobs, and we all gave her our magic, and she's probably going to have to choose between both because she's going to get both. We're very magical in that. So if you're someone who wants to be a part of such a magical group, positive people, open people, pretty much about you, then you got to join patreon.com/Terri Hardin. That $5 is going to be the best investment you've done. Now, you may ask yourself, why do I have to pay? Because you need to have skin in the game, because I have skin in the game. It helps support this channel, which is free for those of you who may not be able to afford it. But if you can afford it, go over there and be a part of it, because to be in that private group, I want to make sure you're vested. And vested is $5. That's all I ask, is that you give up $5 and I will give you up my time. You know how long I talk here, so you can see that I'm there. And usually an hour Zoom call ends up being 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But it's fantastic. And you don't know until you've dipped your toe in that water. And the good news is that if you don't like it, you just say, no, it's not for me, or whatever you want to say, and you exit stage left. So you don't need to worry about it, right? Just, bye. And I won't be hurt. I won't be angry. I won't glare at you or anything. It's just that I think everyone should be a part of this, because it's in a world that's kind of not so fun at times for you. These guys are really, really great. And they just are fabulous. There's nothing, I can't say enough about how marvelous this group is. They've done really good by me. They've taken really, really super good care of me. And I work to take care of them. We don't take advantage of each other. And we always just reach out and help, So it's just fabulous. That D23 just happened. So one of our tribe members, Stephanie Fix, she got some D23 swag, bags, lanyards, things like that, programs and stuff. And she's offered them to the tribe for people who couldn't make it. Just reach out to her and she'll send them to you. So everybody thinks of everybody else. So if you're not that person, ignore this. But if you are that person, go to patreon.com/Terri Hardin and check it out, and join for a month, and then dip a toe in water and see if you like it. Okay. That's all. It's up to you. It's up to you, but there's all kinds of great people in there. Matt Mason, who has written several books of poetry. And a lot of times he tells us a poem on our Zoom call, and it's just delightful. He did some based on Disney attractions and things. And it's wonderful that to hear Matt, my friend, one of the other people, Joe Mino, is an illustrator, and he will illustrate. And the funny thing was, he didn't think he was much of an illustrator, or he didn't connect the fact that he could draw for a living? Does that sound strange to you? It was to him. And now he's moving forward in this direction. And he just can't believe how many people are really responsive to that which was right under his nose that he didn't seem to get. But we in the tribe pointed him, because you know how it is. Sometimes it can be right there for you. And we go, and others will go, well, what about that? So do consider being a part of the tribe. You just never know how it's going to benefit you. And I know you'll benefit me by adding your voice to it. So please consider it. Patreon.com/Terri Hardin. $5 a month is all it takes. Why? Because I want everybody in it. And I want to make sure you're vested. Have you ever heard that when some people get stuff for free, they take it for granted? I can't have that happen. So that's why on Patreon, $5, okay? I won't ask a lot, but I want you to have skin in the game. Okay? All right. So enough of that. I've told you about that. Woohoo. Outrageous Pumpkins is coming to a Discovery Channel near you, Food Network, etc., etc. It was slated for September 25th, guys. It's going to be happening October 2nd. I just got the news, and you can see yours truly as a judge on the show. Be sure to tune in if you like that sort of thing. Also, my dear friends at Carvers and Creators, Paul is going to be, Paul Devers is one of the people that is a judge, and he's new this year, and he has a lovely podcast right on YouTube, guys. Google Carver and Creators. I was there yesterday for the 100th episode. Bravo. Those of you who podcast know that's quite a feat. So go send him some love if you get a chance. It's really good. And then finally, if you are in the Burbank area, I highly recommend you go to this lady's store. This is called Half Baked, where she makes authentic Paris macaroons. Actually, it's her husband that makes them, but they're not going to be a small investment, but they will give you a taste of Paris, and you're going to love them. Please send her some love when you go. Tell her that Terri Hardin sent you, or the girl with the dreadlocks, or the Disney Imagineer. Just let Christine, this is the beautiful Christine, let Christine know that you came to check out her shop. She has wonderful cupcakes. She makes gorgeous designer cakes, absolutely stunning designer cakes. I don't know if I can zoom in. You see those in the back there? All their creations. And I should have taken the one that she did for a wedding, where it looks like there's actual roses on the cake, and they are all sculpted from her. So beautiful, beautiful. But Half Baked, they are amazing. You can write to them at halfbakedcompany@gmail.com, or you can pop in. Their hours, they are closed on Mondays, but Monday through Friday, they're open 10 to 6, and Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 3. So if you happen to be in the Burbank area visiting the Disney Studios or something, please swing by Half Baked and say hello to Christine and give her some love, okay? And buy something if you like. Okay, but at least, tell her you like her, grab a card, and have a chat. All right. Okay, let's get to you and hear what y'all have to say. But I did want to share that stuff with you. Oh, DizCon coming up September 30th, October 1st. So if you're on the East Coast and you're like, where can you see me live? DizCon, which supports Give Kids the World, an amazing charity. And I'm going to be there. My friend Mark Silverman's going to be there. And some people I haven't seen in a long time. I'm going to get to see Noel McNeil. And if you say to yourself, where does that name sound familiar? Noel is the bear in the Big Blue House. So he's going to be there. Peter Lentz is going to be there. People that I worked with years ago that I haven't seen in a long, long time. So I am so excited to see them, and I'm excited to see you. So if you're on the East Coast, it's in Florida. Look up DizCon. It's going to give you all the information, and come support this wonderful charity, Give Kids the World. Okay? All right. I hope I got everything in. You just never know if you've got everything in there. Okay. There she is. Diane says, good morning, Terri and her fans, of which you are one, right? Michelle says, I love Doug. You cannot not love this dog. He is so amazing. It is hard being a good dog. Yes, I've often said that myself. He's just adorable. Just adorable. Squirrel. I loved Up too. Yeah, yeah, and you think a series that's going to be focus on this one character could be a bit much, but it's really not, and you find yourself laughing out loud. It is just so clever. It's darling, it's clever, and it makes you really miss Ed Asner. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to do another season. They may have to have a sound alike, but there's more to Ed than just the sound of his voice. It's the attitude of that character that's so dear and so special and so very, very sweet. Oh, I love that. Oh, gets me right here. I love when something's really, really good. Good morning, Debbie. Don't forget Ted Lasso. You can't forget Ted Lasso. Oh my goodness. The season 3 is about to drop, isn't it, Leo? Oh, can't wait. Can't wait. It did go a little dark in season 2 though, didn't it? So I am praying that there's a little change, because it did go dark in season 2 without spoiling it for you. Ted Lasso is a great show, and you notice now that people are appreciating football, as they call it in London, soccer as we call it here in the US. I heard on the news yesterday they might start airing soccer games on things other than the Latino or Spanish speaking channels. And lots of shows use that template, don't they? I mean, because like I said in the beginning, fear is it, so they'll take a show and they'll use it as a template and come up with their version, and it gets to be you just really, you just kind of, you really think I'm not going to know what you did. And then if I don't, then people say it out loud. The news guy says, yes, isn't this kind of an overlay of like a Ted Lasso-ish? And they go, yeah. So it happens all the way around there. Good morning, Linda. How are you, my dear? Hello, Andrew. Yes, everything is well because you are here, Andrew. Thank you for joining me. I saw the Muppets Take Manhattan the other day. Talk about tons of puppeteering fun. Seeing all the cameos like Joan Rivers and the department store makeup lady with Miss Piggy. I got to tell you something. This is one of the reasons that being a Muppeteer is so great, because we really get to meet some wonderful people. And this, David, is exactly correct. We're doing excellent puppetry, but we get to meet lovely people that we've admired all our lives. I remember that on Dinosaurs, we did on Dinosaurs, and you can see it on Disney Plus, by the way. See how I segued that in there. They do a clip show. Now, a clip show is just to buy some time so that sometimes puppets need repair, whatever. It just buys us a little extra time to get things back up to the par that we want in the dinosaur show. And a lot of times they're fun. They're also fun. But the guy who was the archaeologist, who played the archaeologist in there, also plays Philip in Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield, Robert Downey Jr., et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And he is, if you have not seen Back to School, this actor, who I know you'll help me with his name, he is incredible. And when I heard he was coming to the dinosaur set, I could barely contain myself. I was just like a little puppy. I couldn't wait to see him. I could not wait to see him. And when he was on the set, he decided to, rather than go back to his trailer, sit in a dark set on the dinosaur set. And then he took a break, and I said, I just got to tell you how much I love you as Philip in Back to School. And he laughed, because he said he's done tons of other films, but people really love him in that film. And she is quoted as, oh, Philip. I mean, he's a great snobby English character. And he plays it so well. And he's so much fun to watch. And he's so hilarious. It is a cast of great characters. Robert Downey Jr. is darling in it. Absolutely wonderful as the ultimate misfit. Just a great movie. Some people call it a guilty pleasure, but I wasn't really fond of many Rodney Dangerfield movies, but I love this one and Caddyshack. This one I like because Rodney Dangerfield plays the rich man we all want to be. someone who just spreads joy with his wealth. Wealth creates joy for people, and it makes them all, it's just, oh, if you haven't seen it, Back to School, go see it. It's so great. I, again, watch it here, play it all the time because it's just such a special film to me. Just love it, love it, love it. Lots of things in it that secretly tell you, hey, why not? Okay. So, like when I was in high school, I really liked a guy in my acting class, and I asked him if he wanted to go out, and he said no because he doesn't date tall women. He was a head shorter than me, and that was too bad because I just really liked his soul. I'm really more about the heart light as opposed to this because I don't know. It's just, well, I mean, look at the way I look. So I liked when people saw my heart light. If they didn't quite think what they saw in front of them was pleasing, didn't matter. If the hearts connected, it was a beautiful thing. But this guy said, his name was Lance, and he said, no, no, I don't date women taller than me. And it was too bad. Well, in this movie, Back to School, the girl is taller than the guy. When they see each other, she's taller, and it's great. It's good. It's just good. It's yummy. Go see it. It's yummy. And if you like Cobra Kai, that blonde kid, he's a kid to me still, but he played the bad guy in Karate Kid and the sequel to it. He made a living back in those days as being the bully kid, the smarmy bully kid, and he brings it. He brings it every time, and he's really, really good. And he's probably a very nice guy, but he plays villains well. So if you want to, please check it out. It's just great. It's just great. Hello, Angie. And David, yes, Muppets. This is why the Muppets like it. We're really good at what we do, and they like meeting us as puppeteers and watching the craziness underneath. But we like meeting them too. When I did Country Bears, it was nothing but a party. I mean, Queen Latifah, the guy from Stray Cats, Christopher Walken, which was my lust object at the time. Yeah, I loved looking at him. I'll tell you about that another time. Oh, Christopher Walken. Yeah. Yeah. Christopher Walken in Brainstorm. He was wearing overalls and I don't know. I told him he was my lust object. He said, "What do you mean was?" I said, "I'm engaged and married my husband." But yeah, you just got to see some great music people. Don Henley, Bonnie Raitt, all of them. I mean, my gosh, you get this opportunity and it's beautiful. These are really amazing people, amazing people. And the guy who was one of the top Animaniacs, with the fluffy hair. I don't remember his name, but he was loved too. And then I got to meet Joe Green. Okay. Joe Green, the actor who plays, is it Joe Green? Mel Green? Mo Green, forgive me. Mo Green from The Godfather. Forgive me. Mo Green. Oh my gosh, I love this character. And I was crazy about this character. And in he walks on the Country Bear set, and I just about lost it. He was so touched because I yelled it across Country Bear Hall. That's not Mo Green, is it? And he's turned around and he smiled. Much older since he had done The Godfather, but I was just over the moon meeting this fella. So yeah, you get to meet some really cool people. Even if the movie is terrible, you get to meet great people. So David, I'm with you. Great puppeteers, great people to work alongside, and they love you as much as, oh, it's just special. It's just special. Right, Angie? Angie said, what you like best about D23 and what was the worst thing? Best about D23, I'm sure you're going to know my answer, is seeing all of you there, those of you who could come, and the tribe dinner. Oh my goodness, the Terry's tribe dinner, I have to tell you, was by far so amazing. And I am now pulling up. There it is. I'm going to just do a quick shift. Is it here? I don't see if it's here. I just got to do that. There it is. There we go. I'm going to show you this because Angie asked the question. And thank you for asking the question, Angie. This picture. Where'd you go? Am I in recents? Yeah. Okay. I tapped it and said yes. Where is it? I'll probably have to do it again. Okay, let me do it again. Okay, cancel. There, there, there. There it is. Hey! There. That's what happened is it ran away before I got the chance to pull it up for you guys, but here it is. This is the D23 Terry's Tribe Dinner. So here you see the tribe. Aren't they gorgeous? And there are about 10 people that are in that Disney picture that you cannot see because they opted not to be in there. But there they are. Aren't they lovely? And one of them that you're going to see is Miss Connie. She was ambassador. She knew Walt. And she often tells us stories about Walt. And it was just lovely. Adam over here in the corner is a Disney cast member, as are many of these people, but Adam takes the photos. And so if you ever see Adam, we often as tribe members play Where in the Parks is Adam, and we feel like a win when we find him. But everyone in there has special things. Naomi couldn't make it, but they are all so clever. Just so clever and so lovely and so very I just love it. That was like one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things was that, Angie. And then the other favorite thing was seeing people like Bob Gurr, Margaret Carey, etc., etc. What do I hate most about D23? Let me not just monopolize the entire time by telling you some of the things that bother me about it. The one thing that really bothers me about it is you, as the guest who pays, you don't pay anything extra. Let's say you simply pay the price of a 3-day pass or a 1-day pass. Okay. Now, I don't mean to sound like that's anything less. Okay. It's what should be the first thing in the organizer's mind for D23 is you guys. All right. The fact that you feel that you have to get up at 1:30 in the morning to then be let into the area at 4:30 in the morning because Disney has said you can't queue up. So you queue up on the sidewalk. And then they put you under the building on a cold floor until they open the doors, to me is just abusive. Now, you may live and love it, but I just think it's abusive. I think that they should try. I don't know what to say, but I also find that the eBayers are getting in and getting a lot of the stuff that you want before you're getting it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I just got tired of seeing eBay people laden with things, and Disney Plus tried to limit it, but eBayers, they find a way around it, don't they? And it's a heartbreaker when there's nothing wrong with selling on eBay. It's just, let's not be eBayzilla at the expense of people like you who just maybe want a doll or a collectible thing, and you can't get it because these guys have gone in and just like sharks in the water. The other thing I hated about it was that everything was mobile ordering, and you've heard me before say that mobile ordering can be lovely if your Wi-Fi works, and Disney's Wi-Fi is the worst. So they need to work on that. Okay, don't make mobile, because you mobile order for food, you mobile order to get into the stores, you mobile order for whatever. Insert need to mobile order here because they have a stack of things that you have to mobile order. And it's a heartbreaker because that website, gets all full, that bandwidth. Oh gosh. If I had a nickel for everybody saying, I can't get in because the Wi-Fi sucks. Yeah. So that's a real problem for people. But if you're someone who goes just to maybe shop if you can, or not necessarily to see the panels, but to walk the floor, because I will tell you that D23 has beautiful floor exhibits. I got to look at all the costumes they had a lot of beautiful costumes from Marvel. They had an excellent Mary Poppins exhibit. I really love that. Also, a lot of photo opportunities. A lot of people said there were too many photo opportunities, but I thought the photo opportunities were pretty cool. You could stand by a hand of Hulk smashing through, and they had all kinds of great, mock-ups that you could stand and pose in. And the cosplayers are always a pleasure, always wonderful. And so there's something to see if you just want to walk around and not fight your way into panels, and get disappointed. Sometimes you go in and you don't get disappointed, but sometimes you go in and you get seriously disappointed, and then it makes you sad. And I don't like seeing how sad you get. At one point, Andreas Deja, who is a very good friend of mine, was signing at the Talent Central. But because of traffic, he was delayed by 20 minutes. He just couldn't seem to get to where he needed to go. I would imagine that he was probably fine getting to D23, but then to park and let them know he needs to be brought in and escort, blah, blah, blah. That stuff as a guest can sometimes get so screwed up. But in any case, he was 20 minutes late, and so he only signed for 40 minutes at Talent Central. But what they failed to do is to tell people he was then going over to the Disney Family Museum, which is in Vendor's Alley, and signing more. So a lot of people thought that once he left, it was done. They didn't get their autographed picture by Andreas because they didn't know he was going to double back to the Disney Family Museum. So a lot of people missed out, and a lot of people were very sad. Andreas is an absolute doll of a legend, and he's just a really beautiful representation of the brand, not to mention his talented. I mean, you want to talk about a mega talent. I don't need to tell you. You know this about this fella, but he's also sweet, kind, and so, so, so generous. And he is actually the one who told me to stop saying I wasn't worthy of being a Disney legend, that I had the criteria, and he named it for me at a Ryman Arts events at Marty Sklar's house. So I just don't have anything. I mean, but that is stuff like that people didn't know where people were, and people were restricted from what they could sell or do. It was the negative side is pretty negative. But if you had a good time, if any of you there had a great time and none of this touched you, I applaud you. Yay for you, because that's what I'd like to have happen for each and every one of you, is this not happen. And while I'm on the subject of D23, October 22nd and 23rd is going to be the Disney Anna Fan Club's event. And I want you to consider going over there and taking a look, because a lot of the people, now I won't say Andreas Deja is going to be there, but Disney Anna has been in existence for a long time. They were the NFFC before, and they get some beautiful people going there, and you won't be disappointed. And their show and sale is mwah. You're going to love it. You're going to have a really good time, and the price is right. Please check it out. The logo looks like this, and you can download a coupon that looks like this. And this saves you $1, I think, right? It saves you $1 off with the flyer. And it's only like $8 to begin with. So look at that. You win, right? So take a look at this really, really closely and consider going to the show and sale on October 23rd, but also just go to them, put them in the search of the Facebook page, and also go to DisneyAnna.org or DisneyAnnaFanClub.org, I think is what it is. And look at the whole for Saturday and Sunday. They're doing a special dinner, and it's going to be great. And it's just, you're going to really love that it's people like you with big hearts connecting with people like you. So if D23 was a little unsavory for you, or it was good, but you want to get more fun, please consider that in October. Okay, they are great. I'll be there doing a pumpkin demo and talking outrageous pumpkins, as a judge, but also showing you some of the latest and greatest things that I'm doing, including the Rolly Crump chess set. Maybe it'll be pre-sale by then. Wouldn't that be great? I don't know about that, but anyway, there you go. That's what I think about that. Thank you for asking that. What are your plans for DizCon? Do you get to speak to the fans? Yes, I do. I'm on a panel with the amazing, incredible Mark Silverman. And forgive me, they said another person, but I didn't get to hear who that was. But he's going to be amazing too. I believe it's a guy, going to be amazing as well. Plus, I'm going to get to see a lot of people that I haven't seen. If you're there, I'll get to see you. I would love to see you all in person. I am bringing some very special things for you to autograph, or you can go the photo route. But sometimes I just like to change it up. So I talk to fans. They want me to bring my Ghostbusters down there, which doesn't really have anything to do with this con, but they said their heart would break if I didn't bring some things that have to do with Ghostbusters, with dinosaurs. Many people want Splash Mountain stuff because, as you know, Splash Mountain is disappearing, and I do have some beautiful pins for Splash Mountain. I have a beautiful pin that I created, and also the photo. I have the photo for that. That will be there. But there's tons of other surprises, including a painting that you can get in a $5 raffle ticket. So a $5 raffle ticket gets you in the drawing for my original painting. It will be my 5th painting. Did my portrait, did my Bugs Bunny, did my illustration, did my Bugs Bunny. Yeah, my 6th painting, 5th or 6th. Anyway, but it is the original. You get the original. Yep. So I did it specifically for DizCon. Did it. That's very positive, girl. I'm in the process of doing it. So that I'm going to tell you, it's going to get done. But it's going to be a raffle. And all you do is throw $5 in, and a portion of it is going to Give Kids the World. How much of a portion, I don't know yet. So come and put a lot of money in it so I can give them a big portion, because it's for Give Kids the World. But yeah, I'm there with bells on. I'm excited. I've never been. Super, super excited. And then on Sunday, I'm going to get to be with a group of Ghostbuster fans, and that should be fun. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time. I'm looking forward to it. So if you can go there, please go there. And yes, I don't know what the panel's going to be about, but we always make it fun. First of all, Mark Silverman is he's the one who does the voice of the Tower of Terror, and it's still Twilight Zone in Florida. Am I right about that? I think Mark told me that's the correct, as opposed to being Guardian of the Galaxy like it is here. And Mark is great. Mark is just so much fun to listen to. And we are both so excited to get to see each other live and spend some time and be crazy. So it's going to be fun and crazy. Josiah, my dear friend who is in the tribe, better known as the Disney record guy. So if you guys have seen TikTok, you've seen him interview me and Connie. And he loves Disney records. He collects Disney vinyl. And he's going to be my assistant there. And I'm so grateful because he knows DizCon. So he offered to help me get through this because, yeah, I have a few issues with stuff. So he's actually having my back. And that's what I love about the tribe. So shout out to Josiah Gorham as well, and the Disney record guy. Check it out. Check it out. He's really good. I saw Doug Shorts. I love him too. Yes. Weren't they great? Are they new or they were last year? Anyway, they're worth it. Revisit them if you haven't revisited them. They're beautiful, right, Diane? I'm looking forward to the opportunity drawing on the tribe too. We have so much fun. Join us. You won't be disappointed. Yes, the opportunity drawing. I did not mention in the tribe, in Terry's tribe. And here's how you join: patreon.com/Terri Hardin. That I do opportunity drawings, which means the idea, I'm going to be full disclosure to you guys. The idea was that I could clean my garage out, which is rather stuffed. And it's a lot of things that I have acquired over the years, being an Imagineer and also a Disney artist. And, I get stuff and I could sell it on eBay, but I'd rather give it to my tribe, people who are vested, people who love stuff. And so I will pull it out of the garage. Well, here's what happened. And this is the natural tribe behavior. They started sending things in for the tribe to have. And I mean, they don't mess around. Okay. They don't mess around. Let me give you an example of what people send in. I think it's only fair. Angie has popped it up. And here's where you join. It's just $5 a month. I always over deliver, but I'm going to go back here. And I'm pulling out just a few cool things, okay? So I'm just going to pull out these few cool things for you to take a look at. Donated because these people are that wonderful and generous. So here you see two possible things for, and all I do is you're assigned a number, and if I pull your number, you get to pick what's here. This is a handmade journal that was done by a tribe member's mother, all done, all blinged out, made by her. Isn't it beautiful? So here's original piece of art. And then this Haunted Mansion book, which you guys know, for your $5 a month, this thing sells for $19.95. There's the price right there. And we put it in the giveaway. They donated it, and there it is right there. It's a great book, and you get to choose it. I pick about 6 items. And then from my garage is something like this Club 33 pin. I don't know if I did this. I think someone else did this. Someone for the 60th did this, but it could have been me. I don't know. Everybody's so generous. I'll give credit where credit is due. But here is a Club 33 pin and some 60th anniversary tickets. And I think there's a 60th anniversary coasters in here. What are in these coasters? Let's just open the bag and see real quickly. But this happens every month, guys. We do this every month because if I don't, they're Club 33 coasters. Cute. If I don't do this, I will be moved out of my house because I have to be honest with you. I was not prepared for the generosity, and I don't know why, because I should have known that the people of the tribe have generous hearts, and those are just some of the items that we do at the opportunity drawings. So patreon.com/Terri Hardin, $5 a month. I do over deliver because the idea is for you just to have skin in the game. That's it. Right? That's it. You may be sitting there saying, there's got to be more to it, but let's see. Here it is. So here's the comment from Diane. She's a member, and she's talking about how excited she is about opportunity drawings. What I just showed you is a tip of the iceberg, guys. There is so much stuff behind me because the tribe is so generous, just to a fault. I must have about 8 bags here full of stuff. So there. So yeah. I try to do at least a few pins, guys, and it's not because I'm pin centric or anything, but a lot of the people in the tribe are across the pond in London, Paris, Australia, New Zealand, and it's very expensive to ship things over there. So I tell them that unless they want to pay for shipping, they should pick a pin because I can get it for a fairly decent price to ship there. I don't know why they make it so hard to ship something like a pin. The pin weighs ounces. And I think there should be a special shipping for pins. All the things that these poor pins have to jump through, these hoops that they've got to go through, is ridiculous in my opinion. So honestly, yeah. So I'll say across the pond, and I'm planning on visiting Europe. I wanted to do it in 2020, and then of course the pandemic hit. So I'm going to have to bring a really big suitcase for if I bring things larger than a pin over there. I'll just carry it over. Many will pay for shipping, but it gets a little crazy for them. So I want to make sure they're included. So I always make sure the treasure chest has a few pins and advise anyone whose name is across the pond that they pick something small like that. And I'm happy to pay for the shipping. Does it, you see what I'm saying here? If you start to do the math, you'll start to understand what I'm talking about. All right. But everyone in the tribe is very responsible, very reliable, they're just good people. I can't, I originally thought it was going to be me talking all the time. And it turns out, no, the blessing is the people. That whole group is amazing. And we are closing in on a monumental number. And I'm just so touched that everybody's there. So please consider adding your voice to it because we need you. If you've got a big heart and a good soul and you like good things, and you don't have to like Disney. Many people like theater. They talk about theater and what theater plays they've seen. And then Stephanie Fix, I mentioned her before. She loves the Ducks. And she talks about hockey a lot. She'll share that with us. Also, she collects plush, so she'll talk about that. They love concerts, so she talks about concerts. Lego's part of the group. Lego likes to talk. People like to talk about Lego or a food that they like. It's all open season, and you come and you talk about what you enjoy, and I love hearing about it. Coffee, yeah, yeah. Everything. Love to hear about it. Thank you for asking that question, Diane. It's so true, says Bob. Tribe is so supportive. And in turn, I try to give back. A great bunch of caring people. And Bob Burdine and his wife Rose, also of the tribe, are help me with understanding how to be the best philanthropist. They are all about charities. So if you want to be a part of a charity or you want to know about charities, this group those two are the ones to go to. So it's a cacophony of all kinds of lovely things. And I really, really appreciate all of them. Asura, I don't have a question. Just want to say you got a lovely soul, and I always enjoy your stories. Thank you for sharing them. Thank you for popping in and saying that. Sometimes when you're looking at a camera, you can be very lonely. And I want to thank you for just taking the time to comment. It takes a lot. A lot of people listen because they're at work and they can't really comment. But the comments help to spur me forward and make me feel like, you can hear. At that dinner where I showed you the picture, they are asking for audio. They would like to have some audio of some of these. So if you could answer the question, do I have to podcast in order to do an MP3 file? I have MP3 files of all of my content, which is like, but I'm not sure exactly how to make it accessible to people. So if you have any advice, I'm open. Yes, I'm open to your advice, especially you amazing podcasters out there, because that's a lot of work. Bob says, you're right. We can only go on Sunday, and they ran out of a lot of things. Even the giveaways made us disappointed. Was there a giveaway you wanted? Well, I'll tell you, that new Disney game that's supposed to take care of magic, the magic game that all the kids and Pokemon, if you're a kid that used to do the early one, Pokemon, that was a crazy thing. Those are going for like thousands of dollars on eBay now. This is what I'm talking about. Just drives you nuts. And it's not anything that I would be interested in, but obviously I'm not the demographic, because people just went, wah! Things that originally sold for $50, poof, were gone. So a shame, really, a shame. But I agree with you, Bob. Disappointing, yes. D23 Expo app didn't work at all, says Joseph, during the expo, whether on Wi-Fi or data. This is my point. And Joseph, if you have a Android phone, this could be the reason. Because sitting at my table showing off the Rolly Crump chess pieces, there was a girl who actually got number 2 into that major store that nobody was getting in. She was number 2, or I think she was number 2. And she got so nervous because she was sure she was going to get like number, 200. And she could bring a guest, and her friend was still like getting ready and running over as fast as she could. She says, you better hoof it, because I'm about to go in. And when she went in, she did a movie about all of the items. So she did a little video about all of the items, which was just fantastic, because she sat at my table and I had people that said, I wish I could see inside. And she was like, I got you covered. And they could actually look at all the stuff. Long story short, her friend made it and they were able to purchase, but she had done this beautiful little thing showing all of the product. So people could actually look through that video to see if it was even worth trying to fight the mobile app. So basically, it's people who have your back all the time. And it just blows you away. And it just touches your heart. And I'm just realizing that I don't think I showed you my stained glass My dear friend Keith Rogers, he did a stained glass. He does stained glass art, and he made a stained glass for me. And then, of course, just like Terry, I asked him for another one because it's so beautiful and it's so elegantly done. And he says he's looking for subject matter. So I said, hey, I got an idea. Of course I do. I'm an Imagineer. I have an idea. So that's exactly, Joseph. If you have an Android phone, this is why it doesn't work. It was iPhone centric. Oh, yeah, right? I mean, and they didn't mention this at all. I'm sure, Joseph, you'd ever heard about that. But that's what she said. She said, if you have an Android phone, there's where your trouble is. And so, and if you're from out of the country, my two friends from London, their phones just could not function in the US in the way that they needed for it. So the one thing D23 did do that was excellent was they did a QR code. So if you took a picture of that QR code at the at the entrance, and it said mobile order uses QR code, that got you a better that worked better than trying to do it the other way. So I'm not saying it worked best because you point out, but yeah, that they got to get that. They got to get that fixed. If you're going to be so phone centric, you got to have a good Wi-Fi. I mean, is this not a no-brainer? I am not technologically savvy. I know you gotta have a good signal. So if I know it, don't you think they should know it? I don't know. Anyway, I agree with you, Joseph. It was crazy. Good morning. Have a fantastic Friday. Have a great weekend. Patty Fox, thank you for joining me again. It's good to see you. Paul Russo, what's up? What's up? We miss you in the tribe, buddy. I know you get very busy, though. What do you know about the 1950 movie Tea for Two? Not much. What do you know about it? What does anybody know about Tea for Two? Talk to me. 1950? Don't know about it? Would love to hear about it. Yeah, this is why I don't mind people correcting me. If I make a mistake, I don't mind people adding to what I have to say here. And I don't mind people chiming in. I've learned this from my tribe. I knew it before, but I mean, I love when somebody has my back like this, and I learned something new. So Paul, you are telling me something. Forgive me. I needed to cough. Oh, the throat gets so dry. Yeah. We've been on for an hour. Woohoo! But Paul, yeah, elaborate. Or if anyone knows about this 1950 Tea for Two, chime in, won't you? Because I'd like to know about it too. And so would Paul. Let's help Paul out and me as well. Rose. Hi, Rose. Good morning. Bob is right about the tribe. Great group to be part of. We had a great time at D23. Terry, take care of yourself. I got to tell you, I have got this dog. Okay. Let it be known I'm an animal person, but I love dogs. And that's probably why Doug the dog is so great. I think if my dog could talk, it might not be so good because she'd be constantly scolding me. You need to rest. You need to rest. Terry, you need to rest. Will you please rest? Will you please rest? And she would jump on my chest and go, you're resting now. But she's a great little dog. Let me see if I can find pictures of her for you because she's fabulous. She's just a fabulous little dog. And there she is. There she is. And she's got that face, okay? Oh, Mom, working again. Mom is working again. She's only about 10 pounds, and she is a Yorkshire Terrier Schnauzer mix. What does Lindsay call her? He'll remember. But anyway, she's a great dog. And she stands on my chest and she looks like Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy, hence her name. But people kept thinking she was a boy, and she really is very girl. So I wanted her, so we named it Rocket, like Rocket. So people knew she was a girl, but she is named after the character in Guardians of the Galaxy. I love that character. And I was hoping I was going to be able to make her an outfit, but I don't think I'm going to I want to make her the Rocket outfit because she does stand on her hind legs really well. Of course, just like Rocket. So she's a great little dog. And she'll sit and give you that face, and it's her face of, or the other face, which is very serious, time for you to plant it, sister. She's funny. She's funny. Part cat, right? Part cat, probably. Yeah, part cat. Let's see. Mike says, hello, Mike. High seas, last day of the Elastic Cruise. Has it been hot, Mike? I hope it's been cold. I went and it was hot. I was so mad. But it is September. I'm hoping it was cold up there, that you actually got to have Alaska cold. I was so excited about Alaska. Big coat, furry collar, because even Minnie Mouse is in the whole furry collar bit. And when it's 80 degrees, it doesn't work. So let me know if it was cold where you were, and I'll be happy, because I finally did get to KitchCon, the one that's like at the end or at the beginning, depending. And it was cold and rainy, and I loved it. It was the best. It was the best. Gosh, I loved it. It was cold. Yeah. And of course, they have lots of salmon. Oh, num, 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 num. Anyway. Disney's Demons. I wish I could have made it to D23. I heard it wasn't great. Very busy. I did get the Steve Thompson Snow White and Evil Queen piece that my friend picked up, though. It arrived broken. No! And one of the arms of Snow White was glued back. Oh, no. I'm surprised they would have. Oh, no. At least it was Snow White who was broken and not the Evil Queen. Listen to me. I just did a piece for Connie. You remember I showed you this picture? I'm going to hide your comment real quick, and I'm going to show you a picture. Very important picture. Okay. Oh, my heart goes out to you. And then that was resold. I think I would. The problem is that, are they going to believe you is the thing that's just the heartbreaker. But I'm going to show you this picture right here. And, okay, so here is the picture of Connie and everybody from the tribe, which you know. But this right here is an award that Connie got that was shattered. Okay, if I zoom in more, there's these tiny little sticks of the flags in the world. This is Minnie as an ambassador. In the back, the tail is as thin as these sticks. The head came off. The cat got her award, and the head came off. The head snapped off. The tail was broken. The little flags all fell off, and she dislodged from the base. And so my company, TERRI HARDIN Designs, repairs these kind of things. So if you would like it repaired, it will cost a couple of bucks to get it repaired. If the arm is glued on incorrectly, warning, we'll have to re-break it. But it will be, I can easily tell you that, because this is what I do as a sculptor, is sculpt these things. I can almost tell you, you won't be able to see the difference. In some cases, I had someone who re-glued their whole piece together because they loved it, and we had to re-break it, and we couldn't get it perfect, but we got it a doggone sight better than it was. So if you want it to be as close to its original and you need it repaired, please message me, reach out to me, Google TERRI HARDIN, and email me, tiggerterry@gmail, whatever you need, reach out to me. If you'd like to send me some pictures of it and get a bid on it, or send it to me to be repaired. Connie thought this piece was lost forever. It's made out of plaster, guys. Seriously? Plaster? Like plaster of Paris. You use this in college, right? We just couldn't believe it. But we did the best we could. I have a guy who's so good at this, and it's just life-changing. So I don't know, Disney Demons, if you've heard my story about I don't know if you've heard my story about when my husband had this beautiful snow. Well, I don't know that I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was just too much, but anyway, my husband liked it. It was of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. My husband's favorite movie is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Animated movie is Pinocchio. Okay, so he won't even watch Pinocchio, the live action, because he doesn't want to unsee it, and so he doesn't want to see it. But the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, his favorite movie, beautiful snow globe, had a shark swimming outside. You may have this globe, highly collectible. And we had some cleaning people come in, and she knocked the globe over, and we didn't see her. And pieces fell off the globe. They broke off the globe. And she didn't want us to catch her. So she vacuumed up the pieces. Are you screaming right now? Yeah. And we caught her. Thank the gods. Then we have to open the bag and pull out all the teeny tiny pieces. And you should see it now. It looks like it's not even been broken, because my company repaired it. So we can do some amazing things here. I won't say it's going to be totally perfect, because a lot of times when people re-glue things on, then we got to fight this glue. But we could make it so that she looks good. But if you're okay with it, it's not a pitch for you to do it. But if you decide you want it fixed, and Disney won't give you, I mean, they really should take it back and give you another one. But if they don't, then this is your fallback. Okay. All right. And thank you for letting me know. Thank you again, Disney's Demon, for letting me know. Disney's Demons. And welcome. It's great to hear from you. Oh, I'd love that, Paul. I know that you got busy. So when people get busy, sometimes they think, well, is this really worth it for me? But we'd love to have you back. You're always so good at sending beautiful cards. And I think you should talk about that sometime when you get back into the tribe. I think people would love to know about what you do. So, I mean, you don't just do that, but all the other wonderful things you do. So we'd love to have you back. Yes, we would. We'd love to have you back. Linda just joined the tribe. I love you, girl. Oh, how fun is it going to be? So I'll send you my welcome letter after I get off of here. Now, when I say after I get off of here, there's a wonderful guy named Jeff who just joined, and it took me a couple of days. So know that it may take me a couple of days, but I promise I will try really hard to do it as soon as we finish here, so that I'll invite you. But if you're Facebook, so go to Terri's Tribe and ask to join right now. Okay. And then I will send you the welcome letter. Anyway, I promise I'll send you the welcome letter. And then I'll put you right in, and you can go through the tribe. Please introduce yourself. Please, those of you who have just joined the tribe, please let the other tribe members know a little bit about you. Something wonderful. Matt Mason telling us about his poetry. His poetry is wonderful. And it's makes me want to try. So that's what I'm saying. All walks of life are welcome. Welcome, Linda. Oh, I'm just excited. Paul says, I have a tea set wrapped in 22 karat gold. A family friend wanted as an essay question when the movie came out. Oh, I see. Oh, well, Paul, when you join the tribe, post that. I want to see it. Post it on the tribe page. Terri's Tribe Facebook page, private Facebook page. I'd love to see it. You don't have to take it out of the box. If you kept it mint in box, just show us the box. But I'd love to see it. And maybe they can, we've got a guy on there named Darren. He is a researching genius. This guy researches like a son of a gun. He should really be offering his services. We keep telling him he should be offering his services as a researcher, because he's really good. He's really good. He's also a brilliant interviewer. So sometimes we help you to find your undiscovered talents. And it's amazing how surprised you are when we say, what about this? And you try it, and bam, it hits like lightning. And you don't know what to think. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. Magical group of people. Yeps, indeed. I will think about that. It doesn't really super bother me, he says, because it's Snow White. It's broken. If it was the Evil Queen, he would for sure. So the break isn't noticeable on Snow White. Oh, I'm so glad. And her torso can just sit on top of her skirt. But I'll think about it. Well, we're in it to win it. So we do it. This isn't something that happened that's like has a time frame. Okay. If you look at it one day and you say you need it to happen, then just reach out to me. Okay. No pressure. But Connie was frantically looking for someone to repair her award. And then somebody in the tribe said, you got to reach out to Terry. And she sent it to me and I handed it to her. And the box that it's in there is a special box because she's driving back home. So we protected it for her and it did arrive safely at her home. And she and her husband were so touched by the fact that this actually made it. And oh, really looked good. It really looked good. Yeah. Yeah, it really did. But I got to remember to pull I just realized that in my bag is still the Phillips screwdriver and I better take that out because if that bag goes through security at my next airport, they're going to think I'm taking a weapon with me. So I better get that out of there. So all of a sudden I saw the box and said, I better get the weapon out. In fact, guys, forgive me, but I'm going to write that down on my list because that could be something that, and I don't, it's a favorite tool. If you ever had a favorite tool that you have and then all of a sudden it disappears, it's a favorite tool of my mold maker, Phillips. I'm just going to write Phillips out of bag. Yeah, that could be very, very bad. And that is an exclamation point. Must do that because we've got to go through security. If I go anywhere, there's security everywhere and it would look like I'm trying to sneak. And I don't want to do that. So, oh my goodness, I'm putting an exclamation point and I'm going to also put a thing that says, do this now. Do now. Okay, so that way I won't forget. I have to write stuff down because if I don't, sometimes it just gets it. Well, and I'm distracted with certain things like family and whatever, joyfully distracted. But yeah, okay. So if you change your mind, you know where to find me is what the bottom line is on that. I must say D23 is one of the most D23 one of the most redeeming parts was Vendor's Alley, up close and personal with the actual artists, writers, sculptors, and Disney personalities. I hope they never phase it out. And this was the thing that we were nervous about because I didn't get a booth, okay, and I was hoping someone could give me a part of their table, but D23 did not allow that. Okay. And a lot of the super creative people that do things that are a little more whimsical were not invited to be there for their whimsical pieces. And it's too bad. So one of the girls that was doing some whimsical art, I suggested that she be invited to the Disney Anna show and sale because I think she's going to have a great time, intimate, and she's going to get all this love and she's going to wonder why she never did it in the first place. Money well spent. Also, if you happen to be someone who has a huge Disney collection or you come into a huge Disney collection, for example, you got to move, you got to downsize, or your mom collected and now she has gone to collect her wings and she's left the collection. She didn't get buried with it or whatever, a relative that all of a sudden you have all this Disney stuff and you don't know what to do and you don't want to send it in a garage sale so other people can make the money. eBay is a lot of work. Consider the Disney Anna fan club because you can get a table, put your wares out there and talk to people. And you're going to love it. You're really, really going to enjoy it. I've suggested this to several people before. It's a great way to sell some of your collection to people who care about it. You're going to get it to good people. So consider that, the DisneyAnnaFanClub.org, DisneyAnnaFanClub.org, not .com. I said that earlier. That's wrong. Or just Google them in a Facebook. They have a Facebook page. And check them out. They're fabulous. Okay. So you want to be a part of this. And that's October 22nd, 23rd. Show and sale is the 23rd. But check them out. Talk to people who are vending there if you are curious. But trust me, it's worth it. It's well worth it. Everybody seems to like it, even if they're not Disney people. It's where you get what your stuff is worth. A lot of times people are very happy to help you price your stuff. Just very helpful. Beautiful people. Maleficent and Evil Queen are in the live action Pinocchio. I did not get that far. I keep falling asleep. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling live action. I'm just, and Tom Hanks doing an accent is just wrong. Okay. He's tried it so many times and it doesn't work. And he's Tom Hanks. Why don't they just let him be Tom Hanks? And Tom Hanks, if you keep insisting on doing an accent, you happen to be listening to my channel, aren't I arrogant? If you happen to cross this channel, Tom Hanks, please stop doing accents. Please. You're a great actor, but accents is not your forte, dude. It's not working. And it's very distracting. I hate to say it, but Tom, you're distracting enough because you're so popular, and well, it's deserved. It's very well deserved. You are a lovely man and a lovely actor. Accents, no, but everything else is wonderful about you. You just are a magical person. And so your persona is overshadowing the characters you're playing now. And it really should be more about Pinocchio. And every time you get on, it distracts us. Now, if I'm wrong, please post in the comments and say you didn't feel that. But I did. And I just went right out. And it's not your fault. Honestly, you are very, very popular, very, very good at what you do. And a lot of times we don't mind seeing Tom Hanks in a film because we love your work, but you are a distraction, and it is what it is. So it's going to be a little more challenging for you to do roles where you're really going to have to get in them, but please don't do accents. It's not, if you're going to do it, get a coach, and get a coach who will tell you the truth. Okay. Because you deserve it. If you really want to do accents, get an accent coach that's going to tell you the truth. Don't let him get all Twitter-pated because you're you. All right? They need to tell you the truth. Seriously. This is a problem. The Elvis movie was the same problem. It was done by the point of view of your character, and the action wasn't good. But the movie was carried by the kid who played Elvis. That guy was amazing. So I'm just saying it from the heart. Okay? I'm going to tell the truth. All right? I realize that as a pumpkin sculptor, as an artist and stuff like that, don't be mean about it, but really try to the best. And if I sound mean, I apologize. I just want to be direct about this. It doesn't work. And it's part of the problem, not the solution. And so you know that training works. So please consider, if this is something you want to do, you deserve it. Go get some training. Okay? Please do. Please do. Because I love seeing you in films. I just don't like to be distracted and going, Tom Hanks isn't doing a good job, or Tom Hanks is, I can't watch Pinocchio because I'm listening to this horrible accent. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. And I hope you understand that I'm not being mean, and I'm on camera, so you can actually get back at me and say, Terry, shove it. If that's the way you feel, you have every right to feel that way. Okay? How dare I? If that's what you feel like, then you tell me. How dare you do that? And I'll say, I'm sorry. Okay? But I feel that you ought to step up. If I'm going to say a critique to you, then I need to show my face. One of the things I hate about social media is that people anonymously attack others. And I don't think that's good. I think that's really cowardly. So here I am. And if you happen to be watching this at some point and it ticks you off, you feel free to write me and tell me. Okay? Because I think you're a fabulous actor. I really do. I'm just not a fan of your accents. Would you like to hear some movies that I think are really good, Tom Hanks? Green Mile, Green Mile, Green Mile, Green Mile. I love him in The Green Mile. I love him in Big. I love him in Forrest Gump. I mean, who doesn't love him in Forrest Gump? In Philadelphia. Wow, Tom. Yeah, in Sleepless in Seattle. Break my heart every time. There are so many movies you do that I remember and love. So please don't think I'm doing this to be heartless and cruel. I just know that as a celebrity, and Whoopi Goldberg taught me this, you want people who will tell you the truth because they respect you and they care about you. And I do. So there you go. There you go about the live action Pinocchio. Hello, David S. Skipper. You are always positive and helpful inspiration. Thank you, David. I don't know if Tom would be saying that right now. But it's true. Whoopi Goldberg used to tell me all the time. I've done a couple films with her. And she was, get with people that knew you before you were famous, so they'll tell you the truth. You don't want someone not to tell you the truth if you need to hear it, even if you're going to attack them after. And it's not easy to hear. You know, I do a lot of self-tape as an actor, and my husband says I have my broadcasting self, my human self, and my when I'm self-taping self, like my audition self. And we're working to try and get the audition self to be more natural. It may not. One of the things about auditioning for a role on self-tape or even auditioning live is that I've been doing this so long with broadcasting and talking to you that I look into the camera. And for self-tape, they want you to look over here or over here where you're looking at your reader as opposed to in the camera. But because I need to make eye contact in something like a broadcast, it's very challenging for me to fix that. So, but my husband tells me the truth, and I tell him sometimes I may not listen. I'll say not now, but later I'll go to him and I'll say, okay, now what were you going to say? Talk to me about it. And please just grill me until you get a good one, just work me until we get a good one, which is nice about self-tape, and if I'm not right, I'm not right. Give it up, let it go, because there's so much other criteria when you're auditioning for a television movie or something in the entertainment industry. Puppetry might even be different. So there you go. There you get out. There's a little bit for you. Don't take it personal. Try not to. Sometimes you can't, because sometimes it hits you in the heart, doesn't it? So Tom, if I hit you in the heart, it wasn't in aggression or anger. Okay. Welcome, Linda, says Bob Burdine. That's my group. Welcome to the tribe. Aren't they awesome? They're awesome. I'm not just saying that. It's truthful. Joe Penny says, sorry he's late. Got to ask you about two things. The recent Tom Hanks live action. Did you just hear what I said? And the new trailer for the live action Little Mermaid that's coming out next year. Both are controversial. They are, aren't they, Joe? Wow. This Little Mermaid one I thought was cute. Okay, I saw it. I saw the trailer. Someone sent it to me during D23, and I thought she was very lovely. I felt with the new Little Mermaid, and it's no offense to her, okay? Let's talk from the Disney perspective that I believe is going on. All right, Joe? I already talked about Pinocchio. I keep falling asleep, so I will try to get through it. I will say that a lot of people didn't like the Good Fairy, and they said that the Blue Fairy, that she had claws. When I watched it, now only the first part where she's talking to Pinocchio, I didn't notice the claws. Okay, I was looking for the claws. They said she looked more demon, but I don't know. I thought she was fine. I don't know. It didn't affect me like it affected others. But that was only the time when she appears and she speaks to both. I found Jiminy Cricket actually more disturbing because he looked like a guy in makeup. And that just bothered me. I mean, I don't know why. Why is it a guy in makeup? It looked like a guy in makeup. I don't know why. So whenever I can see that bothers me. But I thought she looked beautiful. Definitely a twist on the fairy, but for me, I thought it was a good idea. If you're going to change something up, might as well. And that was a good call. Little Mermaid, on the other hand, no. The reason that people are getting irritated, in my opinion, let me say that again, in my opinion, which I live in America, so we are entitled to our opinion as long as we're not mean and personal to the person giving it. Okay, so never attack the person with their opinion. Have a debate about the opinion. I've said this a million times. I want to say it again, right? But being a person of color, I know it doesn't look like it here, but it's definitely here. And other areas, by the way, but I'm not going to go into that. Anyway, the point is this. When we feel like a production company in the entertainment industry is point scoring, that's when we hate it. Okay? Point number one, this is an amazing singer, brilliant work, and they cast her because her songs are going to make them money. And two, she's a woman of color. and they want to look cool and hip by casting the Little Mermaid. The problem is it doesn't have to be Ariel. Okay, this actress could have been one of the sisters, and the sisters could have been all walks of life. You know, all mermaids are all different. So she could have been a multitude. But if you're telling people it's Ariel the Mermaid and you're doing a live action of The Little Mermaid starring Ariel, you need a redheaded white chick. I'm sorry, you do. Don't change that if you're saying it's Ariel from The Little Mermaid live action. Are you saying this? Are they saying this? Because if they are, this is why people are angry. And it's not fair to this actress who is beautiful, brilliant, and fantastic. She could be a mermaid. You know, you could say we're making another mermaid movie, but they wouldn't do that because they're afraid you won't go see it. But this woman is a pop icon. I mean, she's an amazing singer. She's got a huge following because of her music, and she's beautiful. Why does she have to be Ariel? Why do you have to make her Ariel and subject her to this? And then people say it's racist, which it's not. They're just saying she's not Ariel. Ariel's a redheaded white chick. Okay? Disney in the animation made her a redheaded white chick. You cannot go back and make her a person of color. You can't color her in and make her different. We don't want that anyway. We also don't want you to put this girl in a bright red wig because she'll look silly. We don't want that. We want her natural beauty, which she has, to come through. Okay? But we feel like you're point scoring. Woman, person of color. I mean, we're tired of this. Give her the part because she's a good actress, not because she's a woman of color. Give her the part because she's good, not because she's a woman. Check. Not because she's a woman of color. Check. And not because, I mean, you see what I'm saying? It's not that we don't like her. I actually like her. But I'm not that vested into The Little Mermaid and Ariel. But that doesn't mean that I don't understand what you guys who love Ariel are saying. Because in Star Wars, I just watched, you've heard me talk about Obi-Wan, and it was a slap to my face. It was so wrong. It was so bad. And Star Wars is my family. I know it inside, outside, backward, forwards, because I saw it a gazillion times. And now you're trying to rewrite the story. You're trying to redo things that I don't like. You're doing silly moves. You're putting in characters, and you're trying to tell me certain things about Obi-Wan that are not true. And so I get angry about it. Yeah, he's a great actor. But Obi-Wan the series was garbage. Stop making garbage out of my Star Wars. Did you not see The Mandalorian? Did you not see how brilliant that was? Can you try, if you're going to duplicate something, to make it interesting instead of upsetting? Boba Fett, barf. Come on. So I feel for the people of The Little Mermaid because they're calling it The Little Mermaid, which means Ariel, a redheaded white chick. There's nothing wrong with being a redheaded white chick. Do you understand that? There's nothing wrong with being white. And this is making people feel like they have to apologize for being white people. Just because it swung too far one way doesn't mean you swing it the other way all the way and say it's right. It's not right. Just tell yourself, breathe. Let's cast because they're good. Not because you got to fill a quota. And that's what it feels like to me. It feels like point scoring. It does. It does. I know why they're upset. I think that's why they're upset. And she's amazing. She deserves her own movie. Let her do a movie. She probably loved being the Little Mermaid because she loved The Little Mermaid. You know, I don't know. You have to ask her as the actress. It's not her fault. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous in it. The preview's adorable. She's just not Ariel. She could have been one of the sisters. I mean, you're doing the live action versions. Well, bring that sister in to sing. You know? And I don't mean sister. I mean one of the sisters. You could have had every color of the rainbow, because if you've looked at fish lately, they're what? Every color of the rainbow. So why not? You know? My feeling. Do you think you touched a powder keg? You did. Because I get tired of this. I get really tired of this. You know, in SheHulk and other ones where there are female directors, and no offense, ladies, but if you're a female director, do we really have to see the scene where the two men go, gosh, if I were a man? You know, we get it. All my life, I had the same challenge. But do we have to keep beating the if I were a man? Face it, in this world, they're trying to make it better. But it's not helping that, you know, every scene that a woman director does, there's this sequence where the women are over a drink getting, you know, saying, if I were a man, I wouldn't have to go through all this. It's the truth. It is the truth. But do you have to say it 50,000 times? I don't know. I don't need to see it. I lived it. I don't know. I don't know how other women feel. If you do, post in the comments and tell me what you think. Okay. Either way, tell me what you think. But thank you, Joe. You struck a nerve, baby. I joined late, but the tribe, let's see, but is the tribe in your group on Patreon? It is, Disney Demons, and thank you for coming in and allowing me to do this. Now, you may think I paid Disney's Demons to say that, but I didn't, did I? This is patreon.com/Terri Hardin. Join the tribe for $5 a month. That's it. But we want you to have skin in the game if you're going to be privately with our group. It's a criteria we need: good heart, good soul, good person, and pay that $5 because you got to have skin in the game. I do. You can see how much I'm talking on this free YouTube channel. That helps me to do it. And then on Patreon, you get extra because behind closed doors, we can talk a lot more frank than I do here. You may be surprised that that's the case, but I am. Yeah, I can really get into it. Absolutely, I can. Thank you for asking. Patreon.com/Terri Hardin. Your voice needs to be heard. So please consider joining us. We are amazing. That was so nice of you to ask that question. Disney Demons. I love it. I love that you asked that question. Thank you. And we're gonna post it again. Thank you for asking that. They are hidden in the cuckoo clock. I hate live action Disney movies. I wish they never made them. Exactly. You are saying exactly what I'm feeling. The Cinderella live action, I loved. I actually loved the way they did the horses, the coachman. My husband's not a big fan of Helena Bonham Carter as the fairy godmother, but I loved her. Oh gosh, I thought she was great. And I thought it was different enough to be fun and not insulting. Like, I can't watch Maleficent. The only thing I love about Maleficent is the way Angelina Jolie looks, but the movie was actually offensive and I can't unsee it. And so I did not watch Dumbo. It's one of my favorite movies. I do not want to see the live action Dumbo. I don't care if I never see it because I can't unsee stuff. So I totally feel when my husband says Pinocchio is his favorite, he doesn't want to poison the vision. Yeah, and I took a chance with Jungle Book, and there are some redeeming things in Jungle Book, but live action Lion King, are you kidding me? Really? My favorite character in the Lion King animated was Rafiki. Tried to get a real, a real baboon to behave like that. Not going to happen. So that was really a joke to me. One of the biggest jokes they ever did was the live action, computer generated Lion King. Serious Barfola. Sorry. I just, fear is a terrible thing. Fear will guide your hand in the wrong direction every time. You've got to rise above it. And we help you to do that on Patreon, but we want you to know that mistakes are cool. And the more mistakes you make, the better you're going to get. A friend of mine told me that. My friend John told me that yesterday on a call. And I thought, it's good to remember that because I make a lot of mistakes. I actually welcome them because I know I'm going to learn from them. So, yeah, I'm not into the other one is so charming, so beautiful. The other Pinocchio I'm talking about that, why? No, but they're afraid. They're afraid if they do something new, it's going to tank. And we've seen that they've demonstrated that on several levels. So they have a right to be afraid. But if they just were, if they just took a minute and realized who they were, who they are, Disney dream makers, right? They could do it, because if you look at the shorts from the animators, they're brilliant. If you look at the Pixar shorts, especially Doug the Dog, fantastic. These guys have got what it takes. They just have to get their confidence back. Maybe they should take a pumpkin class with me, because they have the ability. Step out on that ledge. That's what Disney was all about. That's what Pixar was all about. Take that chance and make something magical, because we're here. We love it. We want to support you. We just are so done with live action. I mean, I remember when they did the Country Bears. I was a part of that, actually. I thought it was a fun movie, but they got cold feet and made it about the people and not about the bears. And so the movie, although it's very popular for a lot of people, they really, really love it. It could have been so much better if they'd stuck to the original script, where it was about the bears, because the puppets are the fun part. They really are the fun part. Do you know that My Big Al yodeled and did sing Blood on the Saddle, and they cut it? Which goes to show you they have no idea what the attraction was even like in the first place. You know? Yeah. You can go on and on about the live action ones. This Country Bears one is special to me because there's some great work in it, right? But it should have been about the puppets, the Country Bears. And it was, until we finished shooting it, and then it wasn't. And it's a shell, it's a shell of what it could have been, because they got cold feet and got afraid and recut it. You know, it's still good. You still get to see great people. One of the best sequences I love is Elton John, and Elton John was an absolute love. Let's talk about how I thought I'd never get to meet Elton John. And Elton John made me appreciate glasses. Just when I was a little girl and I saw him perform in his wild glasses, I said, glasses are cool. I never apologized for glasses again because of Elton John, the amazing Elton John. And he was such a lovely guy, just a warm, wonderful person. So the people made it good for me there, but the movie is cute and kids love it. It was the number 5 family movie on ones that were rented. It got absolutely killed by Austin Powers, which came out on the same day when it was released in its original. Also, Disney decided they were not going to release it in, what is it called? In the theater format. They released it in pan and scan. So it even destroyed the movie. The DVD is not even cool. I mean, it's all right because that's all you get, but really a heartbreaker that they didn't do it in full screen. They just didn't believe in it. And if they'd believed in it, it would have been a fun movie. It's still a fun movie. It's still a really great movie. The singing between the two bears, if you knew what it took to take for Trixie and Tennessee to sing to each other, the months of rehearsal we did, it's just wonderful. Ask me about that sometime and I'll share it with you. Just phenomenal. So I'm not much for live action, but love puppets. Well, I don't hate the live action Pinocchio because it has Maleficent Evil Queen in it, but if it didn't, you're picking your poisons, aren't you? Well, good for you. You're finding things you like about it. I think the thing that I liked about it before I fell asleep was how wonderful Pinocchio looked when sitting on the table. He really looked like a real wooden puppet. I thought that was cool. I was wondering, the thing that was really distracting to me, because I'm a puppeteer and I build marionettes. One of the easiest things to do if you don't know how to move a marionette is to make the feet move. The butt might sag a little bit, but that's okay. But the feet are on a rocker and you just do this to make them walk. And then you just keep the momentum. It really is simpler. It's not so hard. But Tom Hanks, when he did it, seemed a little awkward. So I wondered if he was just going through the motions and then they made the puppet do what it needed to do, because it didn't feel connected. It felt like a huge disconnect. It didn't feel real. It didn't feel like he was actually doing it. I don't know if you guys know if he was or not, or if it was green screen or whatever, but it didn't look right to me. That really threw me out of the movie, because that's such a simple thing to do, is to get the marionettes to move and walk. So I was like, why does that look weird? And that's me. It hits me like a thunderbolt. And if it's something that you do for a living, it hits you like a thunderbolt too. You can't help it. Someone sucking, you are a rattlesnake expert and someone's sucking the poison out and it's effective. You go, ah, that's movie stuff, you say as a scientist who studies snakes. You know what I mean. Yeah. So yeah. So that, but the puppet looked really good sitting on the thing before he started talking and stuff. I was like, wow, that really looks good. But then he moved. Bob Burdine says, yes, the Disney Anna events are comfortable, inviting. We are charter members since 1985. They have become one of the best Disney clubs. Join us at the Disney Anna Legends installation luncheon. He is absolutely right. If you love Disneyland and you remember a chef, an amazing chef that was there from day one and then he retired, he retired. It's been a while since he retired. His name is Oscar. And Oscar now appears at is it the Carnation Cafe, that cafe that's on Main Street. He'll appear there every so often with his lovely wife. And but he's being honored as a Disney legend with the Disneyland Anna International Club, and that's on October 22nd. And the installation dinners are lots of fun. I should know. I got it in May, so I got that award in May, and it was lovely. Not because I got the award, because it was fun doing it with my friends. Okay, yeah. So Bob is right, absolutely right. Joe says if Tom Hanks does accents, he needs Tim. How do you say that? As his accent coach. Tim is the best in the business. Look up his IMDb. Sounds wonderful. I say ding. Ding, 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 ding. Are you here, Tom? Are you watching and not just saying anything? Here, see? You know why Joe said this? Because this group is part of the solution. Okay? We're not going to just complain and not be part of the problem. We want to be part of the solution too. And so, you want to watch rants and people just complain about nothing and then they don't offer a solution, makes me crazy. And since I'm already crazy, it makes me crazier. But yeah, so thank you, Joe, for saying that and for digging that up, because now, Tom, all you have to do is go talk to that guy. Yeah, the best in the best, I hear. I tell you, if I was going to do accents and I was going to do something, I'd be looking up this guy. You bet your bottom dollar I would. Yeah. And I can do accents pretty good, but always good to have an instructor. Yeah. Always good to go to school. I blame the director for Tom Hanks' accent in Pinocchio. It should have been stopped or redone. Why wasn't it? I still loved it, and so did my 29-year-old granddaughter. My 6-year-old great grandson was not interested. He said he already saw it. Been there, done that. Yeah, kids today are kind of like that. I've already seen it. I've done that. Can we watch Baymax now for the 150th time? But Diane, to answer your question, chances are that the director or Disney was in awe of Tom Hanks. When I did Captain EO, thank God Francis Ford Coppola was directing it, because Michael Jackson had a situation when he was not delivering the character of Captain EO in the way that they wanted it. And they could have just been in awe of Michael Jackson. I mean, my Lord, he was a powerhouse. But Francis Ford Coppola was too. And Francis said, nope, you're not getting it, Michael. Got to do it again. You're not getting it. Why aren't you getting it? And that's someone who cares about you more than they do your persona. So I believe that the director, if the director didn't say anything, it was because they were just trying to get over the geeking out over Tom and didn't do that. I once saw a one-woman show, and it was such a heartbreaker for me, because back in the day, James Garner, do you remember James Garner? And he did this wonderful Polaroid commercial with this actress. You guys can tell me her name. Guess her name. Anyway, I went to see her one woman show. I just thought it would be great to see this woman live. She was so good in these commercials, a warm, cocoa in your coffee voice, lovely woman, just amazing. And those Polaroid commercials of the time were off the chain. Polaroid went way up. These two were the power couple of the day, and she was amazing. But her one woman show was awful. And the reason it was awful is because she had chosen someone who would do what she would tell them to do, not who had her best interest at heart. And the most hurtful thing is you're doing a one woman show and you've invited people, uh, agents and directors and producers, to see your show so that they might cast you in the future. And they tried to sneak out. They didn't want to say to her how bad the show was. It was really sad. So it doesn't do you any good if you are a celebrity of sorts, if you're not going to have them tell you the truth, as painful as it can be. Okay. And understand, Diane, that your 29-year-old granddaughter, Pinocchio may not be her favorite animated film. Okay. And I'm not just saying favorite animated film. I'm saying, favorite animated film. Like the way you guys hold Disney is the way you hold this film and the way I hold the Star Wars franchise, okay? It changed my life, Star Wars. When you diss Star Wars, you diss my family. So I get offended when you put trash up and call it a show. This is why, Diane, people don't like Pinocchio or will not see, even look at Pinocchio, because you cannot unsee that what you have seen if it's distasteful, and it hurts. It physically hurts your feeling that Disney would care so little about you and something you love that they would do such a thing. Now, Pinocchio is not that horrible to me either. The accent, a problem. Yes, a problem. But to my husband, I get it. Because if I could unsee Maleficent, she is my favorite villain. She was the only villain in my heart and mind for the longest time. I love the Wicked Queen too, but then Yzma came on the scene. And I'm telling you, I love Yzma. I think she is one of the greatest villains. Oh, she's so much fun. Oh, I love, 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 love her. And my Maleficent has always been my favorite, and then the Wicked Queen, and now of course Yzma's got to be in there too. But that Maleficent made me cry. It was like someone gutted me like a trout when I watched that movie, and then they had the audacity to make a sequel. And I don't forgive them for it. I'm sorry. Okay, I forgive you, but I'm not happy. Please don't make another one. Please, God, don't make another one. The only redeeming factor is that Angelina Jolie looked beautiful. She looked so beautiful as Maleficent. She was the perfect Maleficent. She looked gorgeous. But the rest of that movie, oh dear Lord, don't get me started. It was so horrible. It was so horrible. Nothing like the poor prince riding on and having nothing to do because they wanted to make it like Wicked. Fear, 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 fear is so bad. It destroys everything and it ruins so many beautiful things. So please, if you're a filmmaker out there, a podcaster out there, someone who wants to do a YouTube channel, don't let fear stand in your way. Fear is there to destroy you, to make you a shell of yourself, and you have so much more potential. So please, when you see things like someone you love, like Disney or other companies that you like, and they're afraid, and you can tell they're afraid by the movies they make, it hurts. It hurts a lot. Yeah. Bob Berdine says, I enjoy the way you do your broadcast. You seem engaged. It's as if you were talking to each other, and keep it up, Terry. Yes, indeed. There are people that will tell you, if you want to be engaging on your YouTube channel, look into the camera, which many times, if you're an actor, you're not supposed to look into the camera. It's, but I may never be. I've acted in small things. I've done a lot of acting. Yeah, I do a lot more voiceover than acting. But the acting could happen. I think probably when I'm 80, I'll be a killer actress, like the Where's the Beef lady, because I have this energy. And at an older age, I'm going to still have the energy. So with that energy, that's very compelling in an older person. I mean, we all remember how wonderful Betty White was. And then other women who kind of splashed on the scene older in life. So it still could happen, but I'm not as vested in it as it was when I was a little girl. Now I love being an artist, and I love this. This is fun. This is cool. So your attitude changes. Not that I don't want to be an actress. I will bring it if I can. But if I'm not right for the part, I don't mind anymore. It used to really hurt. But now I'm like, oh, well, they didn't choose me because I really don't look like that person. Did you guys see Venom? In Venom, I auditioned for the role of the homeless lady that's sitting out on the blanket, and she's selling the newspapers that are free. She goes forward, pulls them, and sells them, and he teases her about it. But does she look like me at all? Answer is a big no way. So my agent has taught me to watch the things that I've auditioned for, and I see how different they are. Because after all, guys, I'm a very different looking person. And I am a unicorn, and unicorns can only fit in certain places. So if you're unique and different and you're a unicorn, embrace your inner unicorn. Own it. Own it. Don't apologize for it. Own it. Okay? Because that's the beauty. It's hard though, because sometimes you go, I'm like everybody else. You ever seen the series Kung Fu? I love Kung Fu. Now it's a little smarmy, but I still love it, right? But Kwai Chang Caine goes around saying he's like every other man. He's so not. He's a unicorn. But he keeps saying, she says, you're a different man. And he says, no, I'm not. I'm just a man. And you go, you're delusional. Kwai Chang, you're a delusionary, because you are an exceptional man. You have an attitude, a peace, a difference. You're fearless. You're not afraid. I mean, come on. And he's always saying, I'm just like everybody else. No, you're not. Get over it. You're not. Stop telling people you are, because you're not. Embrace your inner Kwai Chang. So, yeah, don't do that. If you're unique, you're unique. Own it. You've got to. You've got to. If you keep telling people you're like everybody else, they're going to think you're full of baloney. And I'm not. I'm not. Okay. But I want to help you to get to where you need to be, because you don't have to be a unicorn to get there. But you have to embrace who you are and tell yourself the truth. Don't lie to yourself. If you want to be an artist and make a living as an artist, you got to tell yourself that's what you want to do. You got to declare it in the mirror. I want to do this. How do I do this? And then join the tribe. And an artist is anyone who's passionate about what they do. Okay. So I have an artist who's a dentist. I have the best dentist in the world. I have a bookkeeper who's the best bookkeeper in the world. Why? Because she's an artist. It is the way she paints. Okay. So if you don't think a bookkeeper isn't an artist, you don't have an artist for a bookkeeper. You should find one. They are amazing. Yep. CPA is the same. Real bulldog, by the way, and he loves being a CPA. Let me tell you how much he loves it. Yeah, it's great. So if you love doing it, no matter what it is, so if you paint with, if you are someone who knows numbers, magically knows numbers, you're someone who looks up stats so well that I can't believe it. You're someone that, you're passionate about what you do. It's not necessarily that you paint, draw, or sculpt. Okay? You're still an artist. But if you choose not to believe me, go ahead and be Kwai Chang and tell everybody you're the same as everybody else, and nobody will believe you. Sure they are. You got to just embrace it, guys. You got to wrap your arms around it and say, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Okay, why should she be relegated to a minor role. Sorry, she was given the part because of her voice. She was given, Leo, she was given the part because her voice makes money. And the only reason I'm saying that she should be relegated to a minor role and the sisters don't have to be a minor role if you do a live action about mermaids, not Ariel. Are you following me here? Ariel the mermaid. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't see the version that others saw, but Ariel is a light, beautiful white girl with red hair. There is nothing she needs to apologize for. Ariel does not need to apologize for being that, does she? No. No. And this girl should not be chosen because she's a woman of color and she has a great voice. Did Ariel not have a great voice? I don't know. Did you not like Ariel's voice in the animated version? Because I think you did. You tell me. I'm not dissing the girl. I would never diss the girl. I think Disney put her in a very difficult position because they were point scoring. Has nothing to do with the actress. This much. Nothing, Leo. Nothing. Okay? People are getting upset because I think even though they can't voice it, they don't like points. They don't want to see a check mark by her. Pick her because she has an amazing voice and she's a great actress, not because she's a woman of color. And you're making people feel like that's the reason she was chosen, and that's not fair. That's not fair. If you're going to you should just not do a live action Ariel if you really want to know my opinion. But since you did, you miscast. Okay? And if you really wanted that voice to make you money, make her a sister. And then write the part for a bigger sister role. You're doing the live action. Nothing says you need to trace it. You don't need it to be the same story if you're doing it live action. This is another problem with live action. You're so afraid that you use it like tracing paper. You're not Ralph Bakshi, dudes. You're Disney. Okay? You could make it different. You could make it more interesting, more fun. We're all, you don't have to call her Ariel. She cannot not be the unicorn that she is, this new actress. She's a unicorn also. She's a beautiful unicorn. She's a great unicorn, but you do her a disservice because you put her there. She can get money with your voice. Her voice makes you money, and she checks the color box. And that's not fair. Cut it out, Disney. Cut it out. Stop it now. From this day forward, stop point scoring. We see what you're doing. We're not blind. You're not putting this over on us at all. It doesn't. Will we go see it? We'll go see it. But if I go see it, I'm going to see this actress. I'm going to see this actress do her thing. Okay? And I'm going to tell myself it's not Ariel. Because she's not Ariel. Okay? But that's not her fault. I'm perfectly happy to see her be a mermaid. Mermaids are all different colors, all different personalities. Your mistake was calling it that Little Mermaid, Ariel. My opinion, only my opinion. Please understand, I'm not telling you to believe the way I do. And if you're like Leo, who disagrees, this is exactly what I'm talking about. He gave his opinion, and I'm giving my opinion. I love Leo because he does debating very well. Yeah, he never insults you. He just looks at the idea and goes, but wait a minute, I disagree. And that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Thank you, Leo. David says the new Lord of the Rings series suffers from the same racial point scoring issue, but I have no problem with elves and hobbits of color. In fact, the actors are great. I watched the first 2 episodes of that and couldn't get through it. So maybe I'll go back and watch it again, David, because, oh my God, did you hear that Amazon had to disable the comment section because people were really ripping that thing to shreds? And the first one, you got to cut them some slack if it's a series on all levels. Pilots sometimes are trying to find their feet. 9 times out of 10, pilots are just trying to find where to stand. So I always give a show 3 episodes because it's sometimes they've got to get momentum. And in these new series, that really that really hangs true. So I should probably do. I've only watched 2 episodes of Lord of the Rings. So, and listening to my own criteria, David, I should go back and check the 3rd one. But I agree with you. I think elves, hobbits of all statues. Gosh, Lord of the Rings is a great place to put everybody in. If they're, don't even look at color. Say you'd be good, you'd be good, you'd be good, you'd be good. Just stop looking. You keep saying you don't see color, and yet you do. You cast. The casting people are casting based on color. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please stop it. Because we see right through you. We see right through you. Like glass. I've been thinking about this, says Bob Berdine. I think tokenism is worse than prejudice. I don't check boxes to appeal to a wider audience. Don't check boxes to appeal to a wider audience. That's demeaning and an insult to the audience. My opinion. And he's right. This is what I'm saying. People of color, you're not putting it over on us. You're not point scoring with us. We see right through what you're doing. You're so transparent, like glass, that we see right through you, and we don't like it. We love it when it works. We love it when it works. Gosh, we love it when it works. When I watched Black Panther, it's one of the few movies that although the cast was mostly people of color, I didn't feel like it was because they were point scoring. I feel it was because they had great actors of all walks of life. Oh my gosh. I really thought that movie did it well. Did it so well. And a lot of great actors in that movie. I didn't constantly get slapped in the face with, oh, good, another, X person, It's a problem. It's a real problem. Maybe you don't understand how to do it, but ask a person of color, they'll help you. Oh, I'm so crazy. I'm always stating the obvious. But anyway, well said, Bob. Terry, you need to be on a committee of the board of Disney. They need your help. They need all our help. Do you know Walt had an advisory committee? And boy, was that a smart idea. Because if you don't know what your audience wants and you keep doing this and you keep missing, all you have to do is just a little tweak and you'll be doing it. This is why all of us here have been offering solutions. Okay. This is why we're making suggestions. Okay. We're not just saying, boy, that sucked and that sucked and that sucked and that sucked. We're saying, hey, let's give you some suggestions on how you can make it better. Okay. And are they going to watch my channel? Doubtful. But thank you for saying that, Diane. But they might come across it. It might make them angry. It might make them think. It might do nothing. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't share your opinion if you care about the company. And I love Disney. I've worked for them for over 30, 40 years now. I love them. And I don't want to see them die on the vine. I don't. So this is one of the reasons we talk about this stuff. And I'm grateful to you for asking these questions because they're important. They're very, very important to ask these questions. And I'll answer them as truthfully as I can. And I will say, I'm in a really good position because I'm mixed. I'm half white, half black. My dad's black, my mother's white. I am a person of color. So I have the right to talk about it. Sometimes if you're a white person or a black person, you may not feel comfortable talking about the other side because you don't want to be called a racist. And that word goes around too easily now. And it's a Band-Aid. People use it as a Band-Aid. Don't use it as a Band-Aid, guys, because that doesn't help the person doing the performing either. A lot of people got angry because people didn't like the fairy in Pinocchio. Like I said, I've only seen her in the beginning. Maybe later on she's scarier. I don't know. But in the first part, I thought she was lovely. She had a warm cocoa voice. Song she sang was beautiful. I thought she looked stunning. Sure, she wasn't the original Blue Fairy, but this is what I'm talking about. If you're going to do live action, do your live action. And if you don't know what that means, watch Kenneth Branagh's Cinderella story that's live action. Is he the only director who gets it when it comes to redoing the, I mean, really? Because he didn't copy every single thing. He grabbed the components from the animated Disney series that we all love, but then he played with stuff. And it was so cool. Was it perfect? No, but it was, oh gosh, it was so cool, that movie. That girl was darling. She was sweet. She was adorable. She had a dress that looked like a parade float. And I don't know how she walked in those glass slippers, but my gosh, everything about it was fun. It was so fun. I love the idea of the pumpkin being in a greenhouse. And then all of a sudden they're like, whoops, maybe we should have moved it outside. It's just some little nice nuances that you can make it yours. That's why this little mermaid, as Leo points out, why give her a secondary character? I agree. She's better than a secondary character. So don't make the sisters secondary. It's your film. Don't make them secondary. Tell a different story. Tell a story, you know, and you have Ariel there, you know. That's all I'm saying. Nothing says you have to copy the other one. You can tell your own story. Pull some components you like from it, and then tell your story. Because I just can't imagine Pinocchio has the same life every time. I can't imagine. You know, I do a lot of one-of-the-kind sculptures, and right now I'm doing Jessica Rabbit for a dear friend of mine. He's hired me to do, he loves Jessica. It'll be my third time doing Jessica Rabbit, sculpting a one-of-a-kind. A one-of-a-kind means that you have a character that you love, but you want to see her in a situation. And I was asked, how do I put the sparkly dress, because he called it, and I can share this because he's given me permission. It's called A Day at Disneyland, and it's got Jessica Rabbit in mouse ears. She's wearing mouse ears, and she's going through Disneyland. Like, what would Jessica Rabbit's day be at Disneyland? And can I tell it in a sculpture? I promise I'll show it to you. I haven't finished it, but she's moving right along. Hopefully faster than she has been. But the point is this: she has a wardrobe. Just because we don't see it in Roger Rabbit does not mean that Jessica is not someone who has a wardrobe. Do you believe by any moment that Jessica Rabbit doesn't have a wardrobe? You know she does. Now, Roger may not, but Jessica does. So I've done her as a golfer. Somebody who golfs loves Jessica Rabbit, so I've sculpted Jessica Rabbit as a golfer. And let me see if I have her here that I can pull her up really quickly. I don't know if I can, because that can be the challenging part, but let me see if I can find it. I've done Mickey and Minnie in Love. Okay, so here is Jessica as a golfer. Here she is. Jessica Rabbit as a golfer, and thank you for that committee statement. Here she is, and what we decided to do with this Jessica, here she is. I work in wax, toy wax. I was with Mattel, and they taught me how to do, how to sculpt in toy wax. So I sculpt in toy wax. Here she is painted. There she is in all her glory. We designed, the person who commissioned her, we designed her outfit. Look at her cute little purple gloves. Look at her amazing shoes. Wedgies, because I said we also gave her a thicker leg, because in the animated film she has a thin leg. That's the reason she has a sparkly long dress, is so the animators, number one, didn't have to always animate those legs, and number two, those legs could be supported by something if ever sculpted, because she has very thin legs. So I said to the person who got the sculpture, I'm going to have to beef up her legs a little bit, because otherwise it could be very dangerous for her. But we decided that if Jessica Rabbit is on the golf course, she'd be posing. She wouldn't necessarily be golfing. So I study the character, I study their personalities, and then if you do a private commission with me, and they can be any size, I do from teeny tiny to to a Donald Duck. People who love Donald Duck, I did Donald Duck crashing through a wall of somebody's kitchen and made the hands so you could put wooden spoons or spatulas or whatever. And he's angry. He's going, and he's in like a chef's outfit. He was about like this big. Yeah. I don't have a picture of it. I don't know why I don't have a picture of it. But I was also commissioned to do a man cave, an entire room that looks like the cave from Disneyland Paris where I designed the dragon. But then COVID hit and this person lost their job. And so that's in the concept stages. Who knows? You might revisit it. But I do one of a kinds of all kinds, small, big, large, small, tiny. If you have something that you love very much and you can't seem to get it made, or you just imagine your character in a different situation. My point is this: it doesn't have to trace. You don't have to trace. There's no reason. Learn about what is Ariel like? What and Ariel loves her family. Maybe, I mean, there's no reason that the sister has to be a minor role, is what I'm saying, in a little calmer voice, because I did get worked up, didn't I? I do too. But I do all kinds of things: cufflinks, jewelry design. Here's a picture you might enjoy seeing, which is zero. Zero is the size of a 50-cent piece. And look at that dog bowl. That dog bowl is the size of my pinky fingernail. And he's sculpted with his little pumpkin nose and everything. Wax is an amazing sculpture medium. Eventually, I will be teaching it, but right now I've got a lot of commissions. Below there is a Haunted Mansion cufflink that was done, and in the place of the Haunted Mansion logo, in the logo, I did the client's initials. So they're cufflinks. I also did a bill clip. Yeah, they're all there. Yeah. Yeah, they look amazing. Yeah, so I do all kinds of stuff. For Country Bears, I did the one string fang as a brooch, and everybody on the cast got one as a gift from me in sterling silver. So I do all kinds of different things like this, but the thing that makes them unique and special, these sculptures, if you will, is that they are done to your specifications, and they're done, and they're not just Disney. I did this one. I don't know if I have a full picture of him. I do all different kind of stuff. Let me show you if I've got it. Oh, here's my Cinderella head that I did for Japan. That's the size of a number 2 pencil eraser. So that is the size of my fingernail. Cinderella's face. So wax is amazing. It can go super, super small. It really is awesome. Awesome. It's a great thing, the toy wax. Oh, you want to see the full Cinderella? Here's the full Cinderella for Japan. There she is. Yep, yep. So she's tiny. She's only about 2 inches tall. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of her. Yep. I did a Peter Pan too. Yeah, also. I do a lot of things that are on model because it's got to be on model. And then I did a giant Groot planter. Here's my Groot planter. He's not yet painted, but you can see he's got little baby Groot in his lap, and then that's Groot planter. And my friend, you can see I haven't carved the leg here yet. I still haven't finished. But he's now in somebody's yard. They bought it. So yeah, I do all kinds of crazy stuff in all kinds of crazy ways. And all you have to do is reach out to me if you want it. But my point is not so much commission me to do your artwork. No, if you're finding something that you can't, then yeah, let's talk. But really, it's about, you don't have to trace it. If somebody asks for Jessica Rabbit, if they ask for Jessica Rabbit in the gown, that's something. But a lot of times that's what Disney does. If you collect something, they tend to collect it based on the film. So one of the things that I released was, you may remember my little Stitch that I did. He was about like that big. I made him be sad because Ohana means family is what it was called. Only 100 of them I made. Now I only do 50s, editions of 50. But this little Stitch was, people said he was either angry with his 6 arms and the guns, or he was happy. And they wanted him to be that melancholy, like when he's looking at the Ugly Duckling book and stuff like that, because you pointed out as collectors that the character you love all through the movie, happy, sad, doesn't matter. You love that character. So that's one of the reasons that I do these pieces. I'll do them and then you buy them, or you will commission me and I do them for you and you alone. It's one of a kind, which means only you can have it. It never is made again. And so, but the point is that if you envision them, yes, I get it. What did you say? You said wanted to share some things with you to help you grow your YouTube channel. I'm always interested, Joe. Yes, feel free. I love help. I do. I love help. Yeah. So there you go. I hate live action Maleficent. I don't understand why they had to make her misunderstood. Maleficent is just evil, not misunderstood. I'm so scared for the live action Snow White. They'll probably make the evil queen misunderstood. Why fix something that isn't broken? The main thing is, why make everything wicked? Okay, Wicked was a great play, but not all villains, as Disney's Demons is stating here, do not like being evil. Maleficent, I happen to agree with this wholeheartedly. Maleficent is very happy to be evil. She is the mistress of evil. And she doesn't apologize for that. She doesn't spend her time sitting on her throne wishing she wasn't. No, she is the mistress. She is the ultimate in evil, and she's very proud of it. She embraces it. And that I have to agree 100%. It just doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that to her? And then there's nothing for the prince to do. He walks on and goes, hey. Yeah, just there's other things I would say on my Patreon page that I won't do now, but I agree with you 100%. I do. I know you meant live action. I knew exactly what you were saying. You're passionate though, okay? When you're passionate, sometimes the fingers can't move fast enough, can they? Exactly. You simply cannot break the company wall to pitch good storytelling. But David, there's something that came up that wasn't there when I was a young person. And that's the internet, YouTube, Instagram stories, TikTok. You do it, David. You tell your story. You tell your story and you put it on the internet. Now that stuff is dated, okay? And you could easily use it if somebody tries to steal your story, but they know that. Chances are they'll reach out and invite you. But if you want to tell a good story, you want people to know how good your work, that the story is that you're thinking of doing, do it and post it. I mean, after all, this is how we saw a lot of the good Star Wars stuff when we were hungry for more Star Wars, right? Lots of good stuff came up in social media. So just do it. Nowadays, you can just do it. And then they'll call you and they'll say, hey, come join our team. I've seen it happen 1,000,000 times. Indeed, I have. So don't let that wall stop you. You make your own movie. Yep, you can do it. Get your friends together and do it. Good morning. Glad to hear your voice today. Hello, Oscar. Yup, whoop, whoop. October. Here it is. Remember, I've been telling you about the Disneyana fan club's Legends Award. This is the man right here, right here, right here. Here. Come and see him get his Legends Award. You'll really appreciate it. Disneyana.org. DisneyanaFanClub.org is what you should really be saying. DisneyanaFanClub.org. Yeah, Google that or search in Facebook. Okay, I think they might even have a YouTube channel, so try that too. Okay, Joe says, I grew up with fun Disney live action movies. The Adventures of Merlin, Jones, Swiss Family Robinson, bingo. The Love Bug, bingo. Mary Poppins, bingo, bingo, bingo. No need to remake. The Julie Andrews version was there. No. Barefoot Executive, Strongest Man in the World. I love that one. That was my friend, actually. Follow Me Boys, The Cat from Outer Space, Napoleon Samantha, North Avenue Regulars. You have missed Absent-Minded Professor. One of my favorite. Oh, God, I love Absent-Minded Professor. I just watched it again and just went crazy, Joe. That one is so darling. He is so cute. Isn't he? Fred McMurray? Adorable in that movie. Cute as a bug. Oh my gosh, is he adorable? Yeah, yeah. This is see, when Disney created. When Disney created. Thank you, Joe. Good job. Oh no, miss some of your broadcast. My tablet ran out of charge. I have to scramble to find an external battery. I'm back. You're so cute. You know you can listen to it later. But thank you. Thank you for that. I'm going a little longer because you're striking my candle there, baby. You're starting a little fire there. It's noon already. I'm gonna have to sign off in a minute here, but we'll go a couple more minutes. Yeah. Disney has been doing a pretty good job of introducing diversity into characters in recent animated films like Soul, brilliant. Coco, pretty good. Encanto, amazing, and others. So it upsets me as well that they continue to race swap their well-known established characters just to try to show that they're doing even more and diverse and inclusive. I couldn't have said it better, Joseph. I think Joseph says it the best right here. Let's just take that and post that. Let's send that to Disney. Joseph, you said that so beautifully. I could not have said it better. Soul was so good. And in Canto, wowzer. Coco, I'm a little this way for. Not most of it I liked, but there was some. The thing that Disney also does, it doesn't allow me to feel sadness, and I like when I feel sad. I like to feel sad, so happiness feels better. Do you know what I mean? Bambi's one of my favorite movies. In the new Bambi, mom doesn't get killed, and that would really upset me because that is a change in Bambi's life. And I love, oh my gosh, this Coco it was hard when that little skeleton guy passes and then they make a funny joke at the end and you don't feel that sad. Oh, it's a problem for me. That's a problem for me. But Coco overall is beautiful colors, beautiful. And the boy is adorable. The music is wonderful. The grandma is enchanting. Everything is great. Everything is good. It's just not one of my favorites because Disney kept keeping me from feeling it. And that bothered me. But yeah, Soul, love it. And Encanto, wow. That, wow. You cringe with incorrect marionette movement is mine with incorrect music notation, turning red. I'm looking at you. Yeah. You did say this, Darren, too. Actually, Darren discovered a few things that they did in the animated film that were absolutely against real music. So somebody obviously didn't study and it just slapped him in the face, with a wet fish. So this is what I'm talking about. So people, you have a right to your opinion and you see things what you see when it's your business, Michelle says, one thing that took me right out of Pinocchio story was when the Wall of Cuckoo Clocks featured modern Disney characters. It could have been very cool, but that choice made a scene skid to a halt for me, sadly. I wanted to completely love the movie. This is the thing. People don't go in wanting to hate these movies. The ending left me hanging as well. I haven't gotten to it, Michelle. I keep falling asleep. It's becoming 2001 for me. I love 2001, but it's really good for falling asleep. I'm going to have to sit up, but I tried it. I sat up in a chair, like a chair that hurt, and I still fell asleep. So I don't know what it is, but it's not grabbing me, but I feel your pain. I know exactly what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. Absolutely. I agree. Yes, this is it. You're right. I think it's Marriott, isn't it? Marriott Hartley, not Marjorie, but Marriott Hartley. Yeah. She's great. She's amazing in that stand-up. Oh, she was so terrible. And we knew it was the director who was just awestruck by her, didn't want to give her any critique. And that's not good. That's not good. Marriott Hartley was the actress who did, yep, ding, 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 ding. Yep, it was wonderful. She's lovely, but not in that one-woman show. Ooh, it was painful. It was really painful. And it was a small theater, so you couldn't sneak out. Those 99-cent theaters. Oh my gosh, the agents got stuck and they were trying really hard to say something kind, and it was not pretty. The director of Pinocchio was Robert Zemeckis, who directed Back to the Future movies, Forrest Gump, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yes. So what was his excuse? Do you think Disney dabbled too much? I don't know. All I'm saying is, so far, for me. Castaway, Death Becomes Her, and many other films. He worked with Tom many times. He won Oscars. He wasn't He wasn't intimidated by Tom's star power. Then what's the problem? Are you sure? And sometimes it's not him who's intimidated. It's Disney who's intimidated, and they force it on the director, or the director could lose the job. You see what I'm saying? Now, I don't want to believe this of Zemeckis, but it can happen to anybody. Seriously. In Captain EO, they cast a beautiful young love interest for Michael because during that time, the 80s, he had love interests in his videos. When Angelica Houston stood up at the table reading and said, I want to be the queen, I want to be the princess, Francis Ford Coppola was about to say no, and Disney said, Disney told Francis Ford Coppola, you may have heard of him, right? That she was going to be the queen, princess. And he said, queen, she's too old for the princess. But that's how she became the queen. And you had the director being who? Francis Ford Coppola. What? You hear what I'm saying? So even though you're this famous guy who has a great body of work, by the way, as you point out, Joe, could have had his arms still twisted by Disney fear. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it. Yep, I've seen it. So it's not enough. I'm sorry, it's not enough. So if he wasn't in awe, Disney could have been. Don't tell Tom Hanks what to do. You're only the director. I feel for you, Zemeckis. I've been there. And I'm sure if you ask Francis, he'll tell you too. I wish they made a live action Snow White back in the 1940s. Joan Crawford would have been the perfect evil queen. They would have kept her evil and not made her misunderstood. That's an image right now. They don't need to make the movie. I'm already seeing her as that character. They should do that. Would have been great if Joan Crawford could have been some sort of character that was like that, not necessarily an evil queen, but something super, super evil. Because she was good, wasn't she? She's a Joan Crawford. Oh, there's so many. There's so many that are good. So many. Betty Davis. She, ooh, what is that all about Eve? Gobble that movie up with a spoon. It's so good. Yes. For your audition videos, just get a wig stand that looks like a human head, but not with eyes and facial details. Maybe add a wig, anything just at the forehead. You deliver your lines. Thank you for the suggestion, Joe. It's a good one, but I have a reader. Yeah, they demand a reader when you do these. You have to have a reader, someone who reads the lines with you. And that person is off camera where they're supposed to be. And because I've trained myself to look into camera so much, a lot of times I'll ruin a take by looking into the camera. And I've had my husband who shoots these videos tag me, flag me, tag me. So I look here and or here if they're there, but it's got to be just off camera. They don't want you looking into camera when you're auditioning. So if I end up doing that, or even if I'm here and I go like that, yeah, I have my husband really watch me, because it can ruin it. It'll just throw them. It'll throw people who are casting, because this is what they do for a living. It'll throw them right out. They'll go, oh my God, yikes, yuck. So I got to be careful. But thank you for that suggestion. It's a good one. And yes, I got it. Thank you. Here's the pitch. Sister of Ariel, the mermaid song. Oh, wow. Callista, think of the marketing potential for the new dolls. See? David, I love that you embrace this. Thank you. You need to be in the tribe. You've got what it takes, buddy. You really do. This is brilliant. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And then they would embrace this girl. The people who are angry would embrace her. It's not her. Okay? It's not her. It's Disney doing this to her, and that's not fair. It's just not fair. She probably wasn't even alive when Ariel the Mermaid was done, was she? Or at least she was a tiny little girl, and now she's being dissed because she didn't do anything. It's not her fault. Please don't attack her. Attack Disney. If you're going to get upset, tell Disney how you feel. This is a brilliant idea, David. This is a brilliant idea. This is exactly what this is exactly what I'm talking about. I love this idea. And I'll bet you she would too if she watched my channel. I hear exactly what you're saying about Ariel, Terry. This is a black version of the story. It's not an original story. Yes, little black girls are excited to see themselves on the screen. And yes, representation matters. But this is a cheap cash grab, like the rest of the live action ones and CGI remakes of the Disney animated films. Nobody asked for these remakes. Nobody wants these remakes. Honestly, much better would be original stories with characters of various races and ethnicities. Say it right, Terry, including adaptations of non-Europe. I get it. And just like David said here, Joe, look at that comment. This is a brilliant idea. And what you're saying is absolutely spot on. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Yeah, yeah. You guys are writing now. We are writing today. This is a good one. This is why probably I'm going over 2.5 hours. Disney's also making a live action Peter Pan and Wendy, changing Tinkerbell as well. Yeah, how much do you think that's going to go over? Do you know how big of an icon Tinkerbell is? Now, some people may be forgiving, but I don't know. There are other pixies and other fairies in the world. You don't have to change Tinkerbell. No, she's a person. Do you realize that people used to diss Michael Jackson for trying to change those features? They got on him for that. And now they're doing the same thing. They used to accuse Michael of wanting to be white because of some of the changes he did. Cheekbones and nose and whatever he did. He did a billion things. He had the right. He had the money. But the point is they're doing the same here. They're actually taking a character and changing them. What are you telling kids? If you don't like it, change it. Do plastic surgery. What are you telling people? This is not cool. Just like was said here. You know, to create, Disney. Why do we have to tell you something you already know? Create. Okay. All right. They seem to be setting up even greater controversy with yet another film and changing the beloved characters for diversity. Don't do it. I say just create brand new films and characters. They're making Wish next year with Ariana DeBose. Is that how you say her name? Which is great. It sounds great to me. I saw it. I'm liking it. A new diverse character in a brand new original movie that you can't compare with the established characters of the past. Boom. You guys are good. I hope more people. Guys, please share this and tell them to watch the back half. Will you do that for me? Share this with people. Share it as much as you can. Don't share it to make my channel bigger. Share it because it's necessary. Would you do that for me? I know I'm saying that at the end, but guys, with a lot of the stuff that you're saying here is very important. Very, very important. People need to watch this. Tell them to go all the way back to the last half hour where it gets juicy, okay? Will you do that for me, those of you who are still watching? Share, 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 and urge the others to share. Let's try and get the word out on this. You guys are so smart. This is so good right here. Will you do that for me? Will you share as much as possible and tell them to watch? You don't have to watch all 3 hours of Terry's thing. Watch that last, watch between 2 and 2:37, something like that, 2:38, 2:40. I think the suits at Disney don't know the strength of the history of Disney. We are paying fans and have followed and paid their admission hikes. They have the strength to try new innovative ideas. We will continue to be fans, but only to a point. They need a committee to suggest the aspects of the company, dictate about. Please, guys, share this. This is so good. I'm so impressed with you today. You guys are so amazing. I'm loving it. Here's why representation matters. Yeah. Representation does matter, but do it the way you've just heard. Okay? No need to trace. No need to copy. No need to change somebody's. I mean, my gosh. Tinkerbell's happy being Tinkerbell. Now she's got to apologize for it and change a different color? Tinkerbell? Come on. No, 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 no. As long as the masses of people keep paying the company to see these missteps, they will keep making them. Well, it's the same with paying the prices going to Disneyland, right? They keep jacking it up. You keep shelling it out, you know? And maybe you don't keep shelling it out. I'm not saying you as you, but people keep doing it. So Disney really shows you that they don't care as long as they get the cash. Cash grab, I think, was stated in a previous comment. I thought that was really good. I just would love to remind the Disney writers of one thing. Wait, Walt said it perfectly. Around here, however, we don't look backwards for very long. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors and doing new things because we're curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. Well said, Michelle. Guys, please share this. You guys are saying the prominent good stuff. This is what people need to hear. And then urge them to get on the wagon. Not join my channel if you want to, okay? But the point is, you guys have really good voice here. These voices are very important. Don't just get off this channel and not share this, not urge people to look at this back half and hear what you have to say. Because this is people that are part of the solution, not the problem. Don't you get tired of everybody just attacking someone and not giving any kind of solution or any kind of kindness or any kind of warmth? I don't know. I love what you're doing. By the way, if you think this is Terry's full passion, come and join the tribe. None of us hold back. It's wild. Ride of passion is amazing. Yeah, Darren's right. Darren's the one I was telling you about, by the way. Janet Cummings says, Michelle, the ending, you have to look really closely. He doesn't turn into a, and then she stops. Real. Yeah. They thought to change that. Doesn't. Autocorrect strikes again. Yes, Janet, it did. It did. Ha! Have a good weekend, everybody. Sorry to be such a contrarian today. No apologies, Leo. I love it that you are. You make everyone think. Look what you did. That's you and me, baby. You and me got people talking today. Please share this. I am so excited about what you guys said in this last half. Please share this. Get it everywhere. Help people to understand why it's bothering them, this Little Mermaid and others. We don't want to change your gender unless you want to change it, okay? That's your choice. Stop acting like it's somebody else's choice, okay? That's good. When you think of it that way, that's offensive. Yeah. Hey, Terry, happy Friday. How have you been? Sorry I haven't watched the last few streams. Go back to 2:00 and watch that. Your hair's going to stand on end, Crumpet Puppet Troop. That is some hot, juicy stuff today. Well done, guys. Well done. I was very excited when they announced yesterday Disney Play is adding Bear in the Big Blue House. Oh, DizCon. Yeah, well, Bear in the Big Blue House is coming to DizCon. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get to see Noah McNeil. I haven't seen him in years. It bothers me so much how people complain about stuff without ever looking into things. They just hear something and start yelling. Yeah, they don't study, do they? Right? Have a great weekend. Please share this and tell them they don't have to watch the whole thing, but please watch from about 2:00 to the end. You guys did a tremendous job today. You made me think. You really, really touched my heart. Those of you, please subscribe if you haven't, especially those of you whose voices are really heard today. My goodness, I am so proud of every single one of you that stepped up and said how you felt. This is just, and really brought solutions, and we're not just part of the problem. I love you. You guys are amazing. Have a great weekend. Do something nice for everyone else. Mwah! You will feel a whole lot better. Thank you so much for being who you are. And please embrace your inner unicorn. I love you guys. I'll see you Monday. Bye for now.